back. Let's party തുടങ്ങുന്നു. പിച്ചിൽ കാണണം ഇതിൽ കാണണമെന്നാണ്. ക്രിക്കറ്റ് നമുക്ക് പിച്ചിൽ കാണാം. ഫ്ലാഷ് ഉണ്ട്.
Stream contains fast flashing images that may affect viewers who are susceptible to photosensitive epilepsy or other photosensitivities. Viewer discretion is advised. It's been a long and brutal road to play-ins. 5 teams have already fallen. 3 remain standing on the battlefield, and only 1 will survive today's gauntlet, and they will claim victory. And those guys had a good time. A real good time. Probably a better time than we're going to have here. I don't know, actually, because this is going to be a good one. Hello, everyone, and welcome to VCT America's Kickoff Play-Ins. Say that 5 times fast. Coming at you live, of course, from the Riot Games Arena right here in sunny Los Angeles, California. I'm Golden Boy. You got yourself an Athena. You also have yourself an Uber. And we're going to talk about some video games today. But most importantly, what a day it has been. What an event. What a tournament this has been, man.
I was going to say, today just started, but I like your enthusiasm.
Yeah. I'm trying to fix my chain.
We had the rematches yesterday, right? A couple of really important rematches that gave us a great chance to take the temperature of teams now they've advanced a little bit through kickoff. That, to me, was really compelling because some teams very quickly changed, very quickly fixed some of the issues they were facing earlier.
Yeah, that was critical, I think, as well for us to continue to learn more, see where these teams fall. We now know the parity in these regions. It's insane. America's the competition is so close. I was actually just talking to CEO of Sentinels outside. He was literally saying that. He's like, it's insane how close everything is. Yeah, well, I mean, I'm just trying to say I got friends in high places. But no, he was saying that as well, and it's it's just so reflected on the results, what we've been seeing here.
Yeah, I feel like every single one of these teams kind of approached the matter of VOD review. Talking about foundations, talking about where things went wrong. And I feel like the biggest way I saw that was G2 2-0ing crew. They looked so solid. I feel like as a team, they just have these crazy fundamentals that we've actually spoken to them before about what they worked on. They spoke a lot about their fundamentals, and it was really, really good to watch. They looked so good. And the thing is about G2, I think they have such a cute story. They have the power of friendship. So I was so happy to see everything go well and go their way, honestly.
Yeah, and now all people have to do is figure out how to beat Loud.
That's all you gotta do, somehow, some way. They'll figure it out, maybe or maybe not. But here's the thing, guys. Yesterday we had back-to-back elimination matches, some great games, honestly. And look, we can do a normal recap, but where's the fun in that? Am I right, chat? So it's time for some wordplay. Yes, this is a newish segment, I think. I don't know, honestly. But here's how it works. We're going to cast a crucial round from yesterday's matches. But here is the catch. You have to organically use the words that are on screen for your call. So first up, we have Esports Commentator of the Year. It's Ube. All right, so let's see what
I put on my glasses for you. We got this.
Okay, here are your words. Retirement, Scratch, and Railroad. You'll be commentating a clip from MIBR and Cloud9.
Okay.
Mr. Leslie, as soon as the clip comes up, the floor is yours.
Have a crack at this. Oxy here going to make his way in towards the site. Dimensional drift, a lot of information at his fingertips here to pass along to Vanity, hoping to send MIBR to an early retirement here. Jake with the plant, beautiful stuff from scratch. C9 have been able to cobble together a really nice hit on towards the B side, and MIBR are forced into this retake. JZZ trying to make his way through. The flash is good. Oxy's able to find Artazine, and Oxy needs to sit in hookah behind this wall for a time. Seek is taken down. Zeppa forced back by the molly here now, and here comes the defuse. Zeppa, he might not know about it here. Oxy's able to search forward, finds himself 3, but MIBR take the runaway, railroading Cloud9.
You've been in right.
Full
Dude, I was waiting for it to see how you were going to put Railroad. You had so many great moments for it, and then you went right at the end. How was it? How was it?
Not bad. The fact that it's a full stick diffuse is a lot as well. All players sitting behind the utility, but I got Scratch
Yeah, you got Scratch. You got Scratch. What was the other one? Retirement. You got Retirement in there.
Right off the
And you
bat.
fit Railroad. Okay, well, everyone, it's time
Shoehorned it.
time to see how Athena works here. So you are going to get Sentinels Leviathan.
Gosh.
You have Cower, Holiday, and Tempt. Remember, folks, the point of the game, she's got to organically fit these words into her commentary.
Esports Cast of the Year. All right, we're starting out Viper in this Viper pit. Everyone seems to be cowering outside. They're not entering, but Celsius shutting down. Mizuno gets a triple kill out of that. He is going to be able to go on Holiday after these kills. And now left in this 1v1, it's so tempting to just peek that heaven, and he does. He's just staring at it, and the 4K for Celsius. What a crazy round.
I'm okay to give it. I'm okay to give it.
I actually give it A+ for that. Yeah.
That was good. Let's go, man. Way to go, dude. I love it.
Yeah, runner-up Esports Cast of the Year, right?
No, you actually get the title now, actually. You have the trophy right there.
Well, I don't know how I'm supposed to follow that. Apparently, I have to commentate now. And by the way, I just want to let everyone know, I was not prepared for this, okay? I haven't casted Valorant since First Strike. Okay, here we go. All right, we got Symptom, Sunshine, and Intelligence. It's G2. All right, here we go. Let's see what the clip is, as it's G2 crew match yesterday. This is good. All right, so we're starting things off. Firstly, we got MTA here, as well as Leaf. Leaf with the op, looking down. He's trying to see if he can catch Kesnet here. Now, Kesnet has a symptom of always wanting to try and go for these big fights. But a big hit's going to come in with the rocket, not connect, but he's going to find the op shot instead. And it's looking all nice and sunny with Sunshine. Maybe a lot more here as well. And look at the smart play that we're seeing. Leaf holding the angle, waiting to see if anyone comes around the corner. The intelligence of him to stay in that spot, knowing that the onus was going to be on the Jet to fight, and that is the round.
Ding, ding, ding.
It's looking nice and sunny with sunshine. I was hoping you could see sunshine through the other side of this bloke's head when he shot him in the face. But
yeah, you can also see the sunshine glistening from the top of my scalp as I was sweating commentating that.
Well, what they say, it's always sunny with sunshine in Philadelphia, folks.
That's right. He said it. I said it first. In any case, so guys, well, thank you for entertaining us for this one. But here's how everything is going to crack on today. The winners of these matches are all going to be facing one another in a round-robin play-in. Now, this is important to note here because everyone's playing each other once, and the team that comes out on top is going to move forward to Saturday's playoffs. And you can see the schedule right there. MIBR in the ringer doing the first two games. And here's the thing. I want to get a temperature check here. Where would you prefer to be as a player?
Dude, I feel like being MIBR in this situation is literally
You like the double?
Yeah, because you play your first game, whether you win or lose, you're literally warm for the second game as well. When you win, you have that momentum going into the second match. Whereas if you have this big gap in the middle, you kind of just sit there, get cold.
That's fair.
Talk about your mistakes.
Okay.
Kind of think about it.
But what about G2 though? I kind of feel like G2's not in the worst of spots because they'll go on the tail end back to back.
It actually depends on how the games go. Like as a decorated multi-title champion in basically every FPS title you could think of, my concern is that if you have a problem in your first match, and then and it's quite critical, right? There might be sort of communication issues going on, and you can't solve that in between match 1 and 2, you have a problem. So if you win that first game and you're feeling good, and maybe you're not even that fatigued, right? Like you had a comfortable roll through, you've got good vibes, then it's fine. But it can really depend. Like this is quite unique circumstances to put players under. It does happen sometimes. You have to have another level of mental fortitude here that just goes far and beyond what these regular matches have sort of required from these players. So that's something to bear in mind. This is where we see that true grit and determination that can forge champions.
I mean, because correct me if I'm wrong here, but not that I can remember we've ever done this before. So this is going to be quite the challenge for these three teams here. Now, of course, we need to talk about the tiebreaker rules because this could come into play here if every team goes 1-1. So here's how it works. First up, all right, in the event of a three-way tie, you can see there, it's play-in map differential. And if somehow, some way, that's tied, then it goes to the play-in round differential. And surely it won't go to that. So if that happens to be tied as well, then it will go to a BO1 between the teams that are still tied. And by the way, all three teams can still technically tie, in which case I believe you just run back one BO1s or something like that. I don't know. And again, this surely can't happen.
I feel like you're just
surely nothing can go wrong.
the biggest curse ever on this. Everyone behind the scenes is cursing at you right now.
Mitch, the odds are so low.
Yeah.
Right?
You've got better chances of like finding more than one brain cell between Brent and sideshows. So like it is very unlikely when we talk about like map differential and stuff like that. Like that's super granular.
Yeah.
So I think we'll be fine here.
Yeah. If you're MIBR though, and you win those two, and that is also something important to know. If you win those two, MIBR is in.
Yeah.
Right. And then the last teams would play. G2 and Sentinels would play to determine seedings as we go
Seeding
into
games in a tournament, baby.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? It's got to be done. So that's basically how it works. Hope you guys understand. But again, surely.
We also get G2 SEN the ultimate banter match anyway.
Yeah.
So that is fine. The fact that there like may not be as large stakes on it probably won't take away from the fact that there will be so much smack being talked to.
Yeah, but again, MIBR needs to win 2 in a row, and then they're in. So we'll see if MIBR can do that. More on that in a little bit. But guys, we're always asking our players about agents and compositions and strategy. But today, we want to get down and dirty. We want to ask some recommendations for their favorite pieces of media. Let's go ahead and take a look at another installment of Profiles.
I would say if I could watch any show or movie and experience it for the first time again, I'll go with Breaking Bad.
Acho que seria Breaking Bad. Eu ainda assisto várias vezes, já assisti umas 5 vezes.
Eu assistiria filme Interestelar. Interstellar. I would say Interstellar, like, just my mind is blown, like, I just couldn't believe it.
Fullmetal Alchemist, brother. Ese anime tiene tanto plot twist y enseñanza. Creo que, sei lá, o documentário do Jordan.
I'd probably just want to rewatch Hunter x Hunter for the first time again. Oh, Hunter x Hunter.
Complicado. Mr. Robot.
Jujutsu Kaisen again, just because I've never seen animation as good as that.
Drake and Josh for the first time again, just because that was my favorite show growing up.
Probably the K-drama business proposal.
It's my comfy show, you know, I always watch it.
Any of the big three of like One Piece, Dragon Ball, or Naruto, or Bleach.
I still rewatch The Sopranos and I love it, but if I like had to, I would just rewatch that again.
Senhor dos Anéis. Eu gosto muito da mitologia do Senhor dos Anéis. Filme, melhor trilogia de filme que eu já vi na minha vida, Senhor dos Anéis. Recomendo. Quem não assistiu, assista.
I love the idea of like, oh yeah, I'd love to experience the whole of One Piece again. Who has 10 years free?
What would be your thing? What would be your thing?
Wow. I actually think if I could go back and watch Bakemonogatari for the first time again.
Okay.
That's my favorite anime. It's super weird and obscure. It's hella good.
Okay, what about
Oh my God, that's good. Dude, I actually I would watch Narcos again.
Narcos again? That's a good one.
Suits, actually.
Suits was good too.
Oh,
Yeah.
Suits is good too.
Okay, I would probably...
Actually, no, I'm kidding.
I would say Star Wars Episode 1.
What?
Yeah. I went with my brother to go see that. It was one of the best experiences I ever had. So
I want to do that again. Darth Maul when I went to that. I was so into
it. Except Jar Jar Binks. We don't talk about Jar Jar Binks.
We said don't talk about Jar Jar.
No. Anyway, let's go ahead and move on, though. That's about as much time as he gets. We're going to, of course, take a quick break. And then when we are back, we're going to dive into our first match of the play-ins. This is going to be awesome. It's MIBR versus Sentinels. And as always, we'll see you on the other side.
Tá buscando mais jogador. Opa, olha só ele, Niang! Olha só ele, Niang!
Having a dodge and Juke playing rocket! Second! It's monstrous!
Welcome back, everyone, to Day 8 of the VCT Americas kickoff. Now it's time for us to dive into that first match of the day. We got MIBR. They're going to be taking on Sentinels, and this is going to be tough. We were talking about it before. The Brazilian squad needing to go back-to-back here. We feel like coming out the gate, having that first game is going to be great for them just because they can kind of get themselves warm right out of the gate. But you're going to be playing up against Sentinels, who, you know, fantastic squad's been putting up some numbers.
We are looking at two teams who are fundamentally quite brilliant, actually.
Yeah.
Where MIBR, we talked a lot around, okay, well, they don't have a star player. We'll get into that. The consolation being their fundamentals are fantastic. Sentinels might have both. Yeah. Their protocols are unbelievably well drilled. They are so disciplined, and they have one of the best anchor players in John QT in all of Americas. So they are looking very, very good, and they have that X factor.
Yeah, I actually feel like their defaults are pretty similar too, in the fact that they both teams love to work the map. They love to start off a little bit slow, and they do have those really good mid-round protocols.
Yeah, you know, for sure. Now, here's the thing, because when we've been seeing MIBR, right, you know, they took on Cloud9, you know, they've had some good runs, and something that stuck out to me was that this team is playing, to me, good fundamental Valorant when it works out for it.
I have something to say about that.
Okay, go on.
Look, listen, MIBR, they have the post plants, they have the lineups, they know how to get off a site after they plant.
Everything sounds good.
Everything sounds good. However, they're also notorious for just taking their ones. They love to just walk up short.
That's true. They did that three-player push down.
Walk up dry, no util, take their fights. And I feel like, for the most part, it has worked out in their favor. Sometimes it's been a little bit questionable.
It only seems to happen when they're about 3 or 4 rounds ahead.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Then all of a sudden, they take contact on the extremities for no good reason. Right? The round you mentioned, that was on Bind, right, where they pushed 3 players up.
Yeah, that was like, what, they were at 11?
The round before that, they literally take contact on B-Long and Showers simultaneously, and both players get pooped on. You know, so it's so odd because they play so well and they're well drilled. When they get far enough ahead, they're like, stuff it.
They're just like having fun.
But I think that is, you know, as the team continues to, you know, play on this stage, I do feel like we're starting to see them develop that identity and also develop some stars as well, like one of those players. And also want to clarify, a big shout out to my boy Fraud, who gave me the inside scoop here. I misspoke and said the RGL Meister was actually the IGL, but it's actually Mazen who's been making some brilliant calls as well.
What RGL rhymes with?
IGL.
Yeah, which he's not.
Yeah, which he's not. So that's how But that being said, though, let's talk about RGL Meister. Because one of the things that Fraud told me is that this guy is a beast, and they're so satisfied with his output. Thing is, he's going to have to do it here against, you know, some big names in Valorant.
This guy is a duelist in like a role player's body. It's crazy. You want some stats, GB? You want some numbers? 14-6. That is RGL versus Oxy in the head-to-head.
Wow.
That is wild.
And it was 9-1. 1-9 on Ascent. So absolutely rolling him. Also with like 6 3Ks over the course of the series.
Yeah.
The clutch factor is strong in this one. This guy is unreal.
He literally reminds me of like debut Nats when he was just like in his prime going crazy on that Viper roll.
Yeah.
He is so sick. RGL, you put him in a clutch, his name literally should be Clutchmeister because every single time I'm like, oh, 1v4, he's winning.
I like that. Branded Clutchmeister. And honestly, he's been living up to it for sure. You know, just continues to perform, continues to contribute to this team exponentially. We wanted a star. We have found a star. And his name is RGL Meister.
Yeah, and like, you're noticing, look at the first kill, first death down the bottom. He's not involved in a lot of those initial engagements though. But look up the list just a little bit more. 2.5 KDA on Ascent, right? That is the kind of map that we spoke highly of C9 because we felt that defensively they had good protocols, especially in shutting down the A split. But there was a Viper wall that gets set up, and quite often C9 got forced into retake whenever they moved the third player off that site. And that was something that MIBR could identify. Whenever the A site was weakly held, they really pounded it over and over again.
And I feel like we talk a lot about RGL and his mechanics, but his rotations, like you said, he has like some of the best rotations I've seen. He has some of the best Viper play, controller play that I've seen. He genuinely, as a controller, is solid, like straight up solid. His gameplay, his aim, his mechanics, his ideas. Literally, when he takes space, his hair,
picture.
his glasses.
GPA.
What else?
Yeah,
You want me to jump out?
Cholesterol levels, incredible.
Great.
Why?
This guy's got everything in spades.
Follicle count, off the charts, honestly.
Yeah, honestly, can't relate.
Okay,
So,
throw it. Let me see.
No, but I
You
get
throw
what you're
it,
saying,
bro.
though. He's got everything.
Yeah,
and
no,
that
yeah.
is,
You
and that is what this
throw.
team needed. They needed someone to be a
Puta
force for
madre.
them. But as we pivot over to the other side, I think
puta
something
madre.
that we are going to be paying attention to is, yes,
Okay,
you
I
know,
will go.
Oxy contributed a lot in
go?
that initial game
I
against
trolled you,
MIBR.
bro.
And then
I
when they had the
trolled
rematch, they
you.
were able to take him down, which was big for them because, you know, yes, you can say, like, it's the rematch. They got to be a little bit more prepared, a little bit more ready. But it also just felt like they just shut him down in a very effective way.
What?
And they recognized that that was one of their primary win conditions going
What
into it.
you
and they
mean by
performed
that?
very well.
Yeah, I feel like the Oxy we saw against MIBR was a little
Bro,
bit scared,
hello?
a little bit hesitant, and I
Yeah.
feel like just in general, I've been looking
What
to
is the
see
meaning
Oxy
of that,
kind of
bro?
flourish and be that player.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
I just,
yeah,
I
tell me.
haven't felt it that much.
Neither
You
team's
should shut
Jet
up,
Doors had a
motherfucker.
good series, though.
Yeah.
I'd seen there is 17-16. I think he
Shut up,
started
shut
like
up.
0-8, to be
Nigga.
fair. Oxy was playing really restrained on Ascent. He was like anchoring A Heaven
And
with
it's a
an
sin, so
operator.
it's either going to be one or the other.
Right, but in the past, he had been aggressively playing forward of Omen Smokes and Util in tree to try and deny the cat rotate. That wasn't happening, and I wonder if the advice to him after their game against NRG was to slow it down, be a bit more disciplined. But I get a sense watching him, he hit the other end of the spectrum because Cloud9 still needed that spark, and Oxy didn't look like he was in the mindset to provide it.
Yeah.
I mean, he got predictable at a certain point, and MIBR was just like punishing that. His entries, his pathing, his movement, everything.
Yeah.
Like it got so predictable, and I feel like we didn't see the craziness that we normally used to.
There were some good trap plays that C9 managed to funnel MIBR into where Oxy could capitalize, like with the operator on a couple of rounds. But in general, he wasn't able to have that same flair that we'd seen from him already, that kind of, you know, these 4Ks, these huge moments,
and that's
individual
big.
initiative taking we didn't see.
When you're able to take a player, a young player, and you're able to kind of like shut them down like that, that speaks volumes because, you know, he should be playing with no fear, right? But hey, you know, that it goes to show like where MIBR thrives is being able to isolate these things, isolate these win conditions and really hone in on them. They're going to need to do that today because can they handle Zekin? plain and simple. Zekin has been playing some great Valorant. I think, you know, he's really just he's finding a second gear, third gear, I don't know, but this kid seems like he's got layers upon layers.
Yeah, I mean, Zekin's been super explosive as a player. He takes his own timings, he fights, he goes crazy, like he gets set up by his team, and he actually does a really, really good job of entering and taking space. And I feel like just in general, when you compare that side to side to Oxy, it's a little bit...
Not the same player.
It's really hard. Yeah, they're not. They are in fact not the same.
Well,
player.
you know,
yes,
not
correct.
functionally
Oxy
speaking,
and Zekin are two different players.
Don't.
Corporate wants you to find the. I mean, Shazam actually made a great tweet yesterday, which like Shazam's someone I think who understands like how to get newer players, younger players conditioned and into playing form. And he just said, look, I think Oxy is still going to be one of the best players in the world, but he needs time. He needs time.
Yes.
This format is brutal, it's grueling, and there isn't much time in between matches. But Zekin has already been through that phase. I mean, we had criticism of him on XSET, for example. He's already played internationally with that team. He is young, so we forget just how long he has behind him. But this guy has been empowered to go and do his thing. And that makes a big difference. No one has to micromanage him. He just goes and does what has to be. Like that last round against Leviathan on Bayern, like the guy with that double rocket kill, he looked incredible. And he looked truly unleashed.
I mean, we also need to mention that Duelist is literally the most volatile role in Valorant for me. Like
Ken
you have
said
to,
that when he challenged, right?
exactly. Like you have to be able to make space for your team. You have to make good decisions. You have to use your util to delay. It's so much packed into this one agent that's also expected to top frag. It's insane.
Yeah, Zekin really continues to illustrate why this Sentinels organization has invested so much into him, and it's for good reason. He provides, he gives them what they need.
He dog-walked Aspas on Bind, by the way. 7-3 in the head-to-head. That, I mean, when you can boast that kind of stat as a young player coming in against the best player in the world, you are having a very good day. Here's that head-to-head, right? I think it's pretty telling, especially the first blood present, which is not something we look at always, but for two duelists that are the tip of the spear, that's how you really set these two apart. And I think the stats speak for themselves.
Yeah, even Zekin, like his mechanics in terms of operating, like normally we see Aspas.
Which is the thing he's working on.
Yeah, exactly. He's so good already fundamentally, and then when he just picks up the op, he said he's working on it. Aspas, he's known for his op. He's known for holding those ankles in defensively. Zekin, I feel like, is also extremely smart with the way that he uses his op, the way that he positions himself on every single play that they make. And I feel like he has a really good team surrounding him, enabling him to do that.
Yeah, what I'm fascinated as well, and we'll find out in a little bit, is where we're going to be going for the series. Because
I can't wait.
I really do hope we end up on Bind, because I feel like it's just such a great battleground for both of these teams to kind of try out some new ideas. And I'm actually just interested to see like what we end up getting in that series layout, because I think that could very well determine like who wins. Honestly, we've been seeing that play a big role in this tournament.
I mean, it was talked about yesterday in the Sentinels versus Leviathan game, how much difference a map change makes. We went to Breeze, Leviathan looked very different. Aspas had that space to control, and Sentinel won, I think, when they let Leviathan into the site, when they had to play retake, they won 1 out of 10. On that particular map. I don't think they want to play Breeze, for example, right?
I agree with that.
But I think they ban Icebox in a sense, typically, right? So that should narrow it down. We might even see Sunset at the end of the series here. But again, this team defensively, their retakes, I mean, God, 6 out of 9 retakes on split. 4 out of 5, 4 versus 5 conversions. So even losing a player at the start of the round, and they won 2 out of 3 ecos.
Yeah, which when you because those rounds, right, especially with the MR12 format and how everything is, like, that matters so much, right?
I mean, I really want to see split, because speaking of those retakes and postplants, we've seen the same thing on the other side, on the MIBR side, where their retakes and their postplants are so good. But if you have MIBR postplanting and then SEN with the really good retakes, like, it's going to be a toss-up as to who wins each one.
Oof, I didn't even
it's gonna be so,
hear that.
It's literally, they have each other's strengths and weaknesses.
Yeah, they can eat each other's sandwiches.
I genuinely am so excited for this game.
No food allergies between them. You know, no problems.
Finish each other's sentences, finish each other's sandwiches, same difference. I'm excited, though. That is, you're so right. That is going to be a really cool thing to see these two teams
Don't you
clash
finish
like
my sandwich, mate. You'll be in for it, I'll tell you what. I need that nutrition.
Well, yeah, you need it. You need the grown boy. That being said, though, let's actually get a little bit of a vibe check. And who better to do that than Elizabeth? She's actually going to be hanging out with Zelsis, and I think they're going to do something quite silly.
Zeddy!
I challenge you, Zelsis, to an arm wrestling match. Are you ready?
No, I'm ready.
Okay, will you break you by?
Don't break my arm, please.
3, 2, 1.
Please buy the Sentinels Classic Bundle. Thank you.
Is that young Devin Lorette out there dominating the competition? Let's go.
So I saw Elizabeth, and she was like, yeah, so like we were just, playing around, and then he was like, all right, go serious. And then that happened. That's amazing. Of course, folks, we are minutes away from this first match, and it's going to be great. Let's go ahead and take a look at the pools, the map pool, and see where we're going to be going here. It's going to be Split, Ascent, and Sunset.
No bind?
No bind.
Ban bind.
Oh my God.
So where were the Yoru maps?
I mean, I was thinking that they would be like VOD watchers and just be like, oh, let's go bind. Like, we know exactly how they default, but no. That is actually wild.
Okay, but we do get Split, which is something that we really wanted to see, Athena.
Yeah, we've been getting a lot of Split from MIBR.
Both these teams look so strong on Split, and again, this goes to show that MIBR's retakes on postplants are so good. Their postplants as well are sick. Sentinels, they're so active. They love taking backside. They like pushing and taking space, so they're going to deny any of these retakes.
So 2 players I want you to look out for on Sentinels on Split especially. On one side of the map, it's John QT. On the other, it's Sasi. They have incredible anchoring.
Yeah.
They are so hard to shift off the site, which means that those retakes become far easier because they barrel, they buy time, they stall. I mean, John QT wins like 1v3s, 1v2s, might trade himself, but always trades up in value, right? That's going to be a problem for MIBR in situations when the round timer starts to run down. They might swing into a weak site, but if it's against Sasi or John QT, they don't have an advantage even with more players necessarily.
I'm also curious to see what MIBR does regarding like their initial rounds as well, right? They like to group up a lot early on, and I think that could maybe be something.
I mean,
that
I just hope they change their comp, because I'm not excited to see the solo Sky. Like,
Did they play KO Sky yesterday? Did they make that adaptation?
That was on Bind.
That was it.
Yeah. Right. So on Split, they like to play that solo Sky, and I feel like that's going to be so rough when you have players like Zelsis, Zekin, John QT. Like, everyone on Sentinels can kind of be that outstanding player, and I feel like they're going to have to use so much neutral to push each one of these players off of their respective
Yeah,
spots.
Tens also is someone to watch. You know what Sentinels are doing based on what side of the map he's on. That he loves to play aggressive on defense on that A ramps.
Yeah.
A lot of teams though
First
have already seen through that.
എനിക്ക്
They've seen the tape and they're trying to pressure that
Tens
position
ആയിരിക്കും.
blind at the start of the round.
All right, well,
ജോൺ
let's hear some
ക്യൂട്ടി സൈഫർ
predictions,
ആയിരിക്കും.
guys. Who do you think is going to win
സെക്കൻഡ്
this?
റേസ് ആയിരിക്കും.
Okay, he's going for
Damn,
the
you have a
Zaddy and the boy. He was so fast.
സെൽഫിഷ്
I feel
വൈപ്പറും
bad because, you know, I was walking down the halls past Zelsis and he goes for the fist bump and I didn't even see it. So I'm feeling bad. Yeah, sorry,
So
brother.
you're making up for it. This is you making up for it. Send
I'll buy the bundle
2-1.
too, okay?
2-1. I think it's a really close game. I think it's going to be 2-1.
I went with Sen as well.
What's the score? What score do you think?
You know what? I do think that MIBR is going to take one. I agree with you on the 2-1. I would be a little shocked if MIBR don't. This is not the same MIBR team, right? This is a squad that can contend. So
I need to see Artesine step up. He was 2-11, first kill, first death for the whole series yesterday. That's not good enough.
That's very true.
I don't care if you're not the star player. You have to have impact on that duel list against the team with Zekin.
Okay, I couldn't agree more. This is going to be a massive game for both of these teams. And today, these three squads go head-to-head in this arena, but only one will make it to the playoffs. We have MIBR, Sentinels, and G2 Esports. Folks, it's going to be good. Day 8 of VCT America's kickoff starts ahora.
റയൻ ഗെയിംസ് എനിക്ക് ഇവർ സെറ്റാക്കിയിരുന്നു കുറച്ചേനെ. MIBR.
Vai buscar mais um jogador. Opa, olha só ele, Niang.
Ele
Olha
baixa
só
aqui.
ele, Niang.
Having a dodge and Juke play and rock.
എത്രയുള്ള വെക്കാൻ
It's monstrous.
MIBR മറ്റേ ഇവരുള്ള മാച്ചിൽ ഞാൻ MIBR
Então, basicamente, os play-ins agora funcionam com os segundos times colocados do grupo que passar, todo mundo vai se enfrentar e o melhor time que passar vai para os playoffs.
Contra o adversário. FRZ. Shot connects though. Great out of lead. Can he get another? Absolutely.
Is it gonna be enough? Surely. Zelsis.
Pretty grueling weekend, but now that we made play-in, I think we're the favorites for sure.
I don't think they're the favorites. I think everyone is very close. Stylistically, they're not that hard to play against. These people are people that we are familiar with. We're going to be confident coming in because we know their style.
What a chance! Net!
G2 eu acho que é um time que eles têm uma sinergia muito boa, né? Porque eles estão bastante tempo juntos e eles têm umas comps bem diferentes também, que é algo que a gente tem que tomar cuidado.
MIBR is kind of like, a dark horse for me. Their team is like nothing to be messed with.
He swings and that's another Red Bull club for RGL.
O jogo contra Sentinels vai ser um jogo bem difícil também, eles são jogadores muito bons. Tem o Saci lá naquele time que eu já joguei com ele, então eu conheço muito bem como ele pensa, ele também conhece muito bem como eu penso, então vai ser um jogo bem interessante. Obviamente é uma pressão a mais, né, que a gente não pode errar agora.
Only one spot left in playoffs. You got to come ready to, just 13-0 everything and make it through.
MIBR അല്ലേ? G2 ഉണ്ടല്ലേ?
Riot Games Arena. It's time to bring out our first play-in squad. Sen City. Give it up for
Sentinels. Yeah, let's go Sentinels. Thanks. Yes, let's go, predict.
E do outro lado, uma das tags mais lendárias dos esportes. Chegou a hora do MIBR!
What I like to release
Nascidos para o mundo, trago o Brasil no meu peito. Em busca das vitórias, responsa é com nós mesmos. Quando me perdi, encontrei comigo mesmo. E tirei forças, eu não sei da onde. Amigos eu ganhei, perdi, são coisas da vida. O que me dói é
MIBR ന്റെ ബണ്ടർ എനിക്ക് ഇഷ്ടപ്പെട്ടില്ല. ഭയങ്കര പേൾ കളർ ആ കാർഡും വലിയൊരു ഇതില്ല
MIBR is going to go through the ringer today as they have back-to-back matches. So they first need to overcome the Sentinels, and then they'll have to worry about G2 Esports. On the other side to that for Sentinels, a big win here can give them a bit more calm in their minds as they prepare and get ready for the final game of this play-in, because they will be playing the first and the third. A lot of pressure on both of these teams, Uber.
Both of these teams basically permaban Icebox, which meant that MIBR essentially had a free ban, and they targeted Bind. They don't want to deal with this confusing split default style with the Euro from Sentinels. They want to play some honest Valorant
Some
here.
good, wholesome Valorant.
I really thought that they would just bot watch and like pick it and just go crazy, but apparently not.
It might just be a bit too much for them, but don't forget, Sentinels look very good on split, but I'm going to say it. Levitan are cheeks on split.
Yeah, I just don't know. I just not much really to extract from that, you know? Like
nothing.
Yeah.
Hold on.
I feel bad saying that, but it's just the reality of it, you know? So Sentinels are certainly going to be coming into this one with a bit more confidence, but I think MIBR can maybe use that to their advantage here.
I mean, I really don't want to see double duelists and solo Sky from MIBR. If they do that, I'm going to be upset. Because I feel I feel like they can go super aggressive and they can take that space away from them on split. But I feel like Sentinels already does such a good job of that MIBR should stick to their strengths, which is playing together as a team, but not just zooming in without any flashes and having enough util for those retakes.
Yeah, I mean, looking ahead in this series as well, like, I don't think Ascent is a map that Sentinels love to play right now. It's their second ban if they can get to it. MIBR want to pick it first, so it was almost guaranteed to come up in this particular series. Again, 2 out of 3 ecos were won by Sentinels on split. And remember, in ecos right now, you are not investing. You are not getting half armor, none of this nonsense. You are full eco with some util, and then full armor buy so you don't fall prey to the outlaw. So that's even more incredible that they're getting away with that. That means the team has a really solid idea of how to play the game, and their protocols are watertight.
All right, here it is, Agent Select. By the way, I just want to remind everyone, make sure you go out there, pick up your team capsule, support your squad. You saw the Sentinels one there looking cool. So get out there and support teams that support this awesome sport. Here we go, though, as we start things off. Tens, Omen, doing what he's got to do.
Our GOAT.
Yeah, look, I wouldn't expect anything particularly crazy. I mean,
I don't think we're going to get much.
We might get like Jet Rays still from MIBR. Like, still
I really don't want to see that.
I'm not a huge fan of it either, I'll be honest. I really like to see double initiator on a lot of these comps if possible.
I just think they're so good with their like fundamental post plants and retakes, and I feel like they struggle when they only have that one flash. Or Nazim has to do a really good job at saving his util every single time.
Is there an option instead of the Sky that they could potentially use, or it's just the Sky?
I think a double initiator would be cool.
You can play Breach with the Rays.
I like Breach. I love Breach.
Yeah, I mean, like Breach works really well on this particular map. I mean, there's some teams that are, you know, even bringing in KO occasionally on this kind of map, right? John QT Cypher, I mean, we will see a very standard composition here from Sentinels. If Artscene is going to pick Jet, that's fine. I need him to
pop off.
Impact. See, I don't want to harp on it, right? And he doesn't have to be a star. But if he's playing duelist, he needs the first kill.
He doesn't have to be a star, he needs to be reliable.
He's even going to struggle against the Cypher trips. Like, he's not going to be able to properly enter unless they actually genuinely clear that. And I feel like that's why Raze is so much stronger, even as a solo duelist, because they can just satchel those trips and get them out of the way. But, I mean, I don't know. We'll see how this fares out.
Yeah, well, no one's really going to change anything up too much here, and it seems like this could be, you know, I guess you can make the argument, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Look, if your team doesn't have the ability to deal with that Cypher util, you're going to be fighting into the strong side every round on attack, which really disadvantages you and opens you up to a John QT lurk later in the round.
All right, well, this is it, the first match of the day. We got a long one, folks, so I hope you're ready to go. Let's send it over to our captains, and we know what you guys want. You want yourself some Brand and Sideshow.
Thank you very much, guys. Yeah, either Brand and Sideshow or Skibbity Toilet. I haven't actually decided between the two yet, but Wakey, wakey, rise and shine. An early start for the play-ins, Josh. Listen, Sentinels versus MIBR. It kicks off here, and really, this is the marathon. This is the endurance test for these teams. You think about Sentinels. They got off their second match yesterday. No time to really prepare. No time to really rest. They're jumping into it first thing today.
I think anything is possible in a format like this. Sentinels are coming in as the favorites. Everybody thought Group B was the hardest. Whoever made it out and got to the play-ins, they would be favored. But you should in no way write off MIBR or G2. You look at the map pool, if MIBR are able to pull away a win on Split or Sunset, they've got a great chance here.
Oh, yeah.
I'm looking at the buy on the pistol. Mazine has bought Frenzy double flash, so this is going to be a fast round, no map control.
All grouped up into B, they are just contacting forwards. Disrespect shown as two players from SEN, Paranoia, held by Tens. Gonna have to be a key piece of util. Now the explosion straight through into the side. It's a double satchel. Paranoia matters not. The close quarters fight. Tens still active close to the pillar. He needs some help and assistance from the rest of his team. Taking the damage, and finally the reinforcements. All right.
Perfect.
They may have played the last game yesterday, but they looked incredibly prepared for that pistol. Like I said, Mazine goes Frenzy double flash, so they knew that that was going to be a B-burst on the side of MIBR. They'd already planned that. But for SEN, they don't know exactly what pistol round's coming out, and yet they looked perfectly prepared to deal with it. Tens holding the Paranoia, and sure, the first wave of people ended up getting caught, but second is out through the smoke on top of rafters. John comes in from spawn, all supporting Tens who tucks on site. Impeccably played from SEN on the pistol. And you look at my expectations for this map are that both teams are going to look even better on their defense side.
I would agree with that. Desk was talking it up as well. I mean, SEN's defensive setups are so good on this map.
And they're so happy to play retake, and they're winning. I think the stat was 60% of them in the Desk right before this. So
they just have such a good idea in terms of what the protocols are, what areas of the map to fight over that are essential.
But that also means that if you're a fan of MIBR, if you're rooting for this Brazilian organization to have redemption here and make it through to our kickoff playoffs, then you should still hold hope, even if this first half doesn't work out too well for them. Because they've also looked pretty solid on the defense side, running double duelist, which is a little unusual, to be honest. Now, in this round, MIBR have found an opening. There are 3 SEN players walking down mid, dominating that area, and MIBR have walked all the way into A. SEN love playing A retake. Usually they'll have Cypher tricks over there, so you'll know to some degree when MIBR are in. But SEN could easily get caught out by FRZ or by Ardazine here.
And yeah, running and gunning will clear up. FRZ, lovely shot. Rattled across there. Zay with that one. Plant will still come online into the post plan here. Now, only 3 players left, a lot of damage done to Zay. You can't think there's too much of a chance. He's going to tuck himself into the off-angle cage, blocks off the retreat at least for the approach now. The Sentinels still being watched as well. Look at that awareness from John QT, making sure he's got this guy penned in.
Ten's just paranoid all of his team.
The satchel through, RGL onto the side. All the pieces accounted for. The exception. Saber finally, there it is. So 4 players survive.
Very well dealt with from Sentinels. That's the real discipline and the protocols in terms of how they come back into the round. Ardazine looked like he could have tried to make a play over towards screens if somebody had been snoozing at the wheel and he caught somebody off guard. That's not the case. SEN are super disciplined. Even Tens throws out the Paranoia to clear out like hell. And he knows he's going to blind some of his team, but that's the piece of utility they've chosen to throw in that situation. Looks amusing, but it's part of the game plan. So now SEN have got themselves some of that like close range weaponry to work with here. That's going to require them to get a bit more aggressive. They could try a flood defense in this round rather than some big set retake.
There's a lot of bite to this round despite the economical disadvantage that SEN are working with on the bonus. You think about a map like Split, very close quarters. Smoke, first one propped up here. MIBR still opting into just the contact plays for the flash. There's that connection. Spraying was second, then a nade, and it's just a follow-up. And a follow-through was Elsis right there behind him. It's like clean up. Elsis dropping, opens up mid. QT going to be feeling the heat now. Turned up ever so slightly, but there's no pace increase. MIBR happy to slow it down.
FRZ gives away that he's playing inside B main, so they know that the 1-3-1 default, the player over towards B, was pushed fairly deep. Now they come away and Sentinels are re-exploring mid.
Damage maybe with a rifle, it could have been possible. Sassy also dropped down to 15. There's no way he survives that, but he does.
MIBR, very slow approach to the round, but it looks like they're going to be able to get themselves in a great position to A-split. 10's Paranoia and a Stinger, anchoring A from elbow. So much pressure about it.
There's no more util for MIBR really to use to try and clear him out of this corner. Here we go. Straight in again with the Stinger. How many bullets left? Whips out the Ghost as well. No time for the reload. Smoke drop down to try and at least split up this site. Here's the footsteps. And John QT is right there behind him. Seconds dwindling. Rattled down. They have to try and get this down with the spike, but already it's dropped down into the smoke. 1v1. Oh, this is so low.
Yes! 5 HP, bro. Clutch.
I have to question that. Ardazini goes for the swing in the fight there. He had time to plant.
He did. I mean, he just gets scrambled in that moment. Red Bull clutch coming through. John QT officially, but I'm very impressed with what 10's got done there. Stinger kill, finds the perfect time to peek elbow, throws out a smoke, which is really nice for him to play around. Stopped him getting swung. And then he's also able, just with a Ghost, to set up a little crossfire with John to be able to pick off another player.
Oh, the buy round
are about to crunch 4 players into 10s. It doesn't look doable for him. Yet he still survives.
Swift entrance into mid. Bullets rattled away. Zelsis is in trouble. He could really get punished. Really get punished hard. Oh my, stalemate. Walking away, wounds and inflicted on either side.
And Zelsis need to come
almost getting caught by the dog as well. In the meantime, Zeken's tucked into this corner. Fairly unexpected, you've got to imagine. FRZ's pressuring over towards A main. Didn't meet a trip necessarily, but I think saw the cam up in A heaven, which John is using just to make sure that nobody's taking space. Here. It's another round where MIBR are kind of getting really deep here, starting their exec from a lot of map control. That suggests to me that they have a good read on how SEN are playing.
Trailblazer to try and feign like they could be taking B control, maybe pulling a few rotations away. This time the strike for MIBR. Now the scale out into heaven, revealing himself. Sassy behind maps, definitely spammable in that spot. They're not ready for it. Celsius dominates the smoke angle. Look at this one here.
Waiting for the planter
to close to the default plant spot. Sassy just has to watch his teammates back, which he will. Shuts down Addison. RGL Meister.
Yeah, boy. 4-0.
SEN are throwing in some different looks. This time, hard anchoring with John QT and Sassy. That's not something that we've seen them do too much. Normally, they're playing for A heaven control. But really, what decides that round is that JCC is just not ready for Zelsis to come into this smoke. It's such a risky decision from Zelsis to walk into it like that. And unfortunately, it was just as JCC was kind of backing off. There was such a serious chance there for Zelsis to lose that duel, drop a weapon, snowball into MIBR having an advantage. But not the case.
Tiny differences in the round, but 4-0 for SEN. Get the guns online for MIBR now.
The attack side is a very structured approach from MIBR in almost every round. They have not noticed this cam. John's had the cam in heaven the whole time, and they're just not even thinking about it.
There's 2 players towards A with contact. They're going to play through this one. Snake bite, nade, or pushes the players out into the open. Why? Second rips them apart.
Based off the information that they have there, how does MIBR possibly get this? Oh, the 2K from FRZ! FRZ! The spike still down, and these players up towards B heaven and mid, undetected as yet. Not great info on where they are, although RGL stomping around in vents is going to give away the spot.
Two-piece though, maybe enough chaos strewn into the round for MIBR to stand a chance.
It's so difficult to retrieve the spike. Contends is coming around behind.
Paranoia went gliding right over to their heads. They hear the rogue chase, trying to fight them right behind. 1 for 1. 2v1. You know exactly where RGL is. I mean, made all the noise in the world. Almost doable.
We saw RGL go crazy for MIBR in the game against Cloud9. You don't want to offer him too many of the chances to be able to get that, but 5 in a row from Sentinels.
Not as good as a start as you can hope for.
The cam in this round giving them full info that there were players on A ramp and allowed them to do a re-clear. But it's really rare that you see a reclear that doesn't involve Sky utility.
Yeah, like a flash.
That was a raise nade and a snake bite, and they just completely cleared Mazine out of the position. And Mazine, unfortunately, trying to call these super disciplined, slow 1-3-1 defaults for MIBR. Not only is he kind of getting outread by Sentinels, who are being very mobile on defense and changing up their setups, he's also got caught in that round, sat at the bottom of the scoreboard 0-5. This is going to be tough. It is going to be difficult for MIBR to come up with a game plan that works here.
Yeah, that's the trouble. You try and go explosive, increase that tempo off the rip as soon as the barriers go down. Sen are perfectly happy to play retake. Supportive util is always there as well, just to make sure if there is a player anchoring, for example, out into elbow. Tens likes to play there, sometimes Sassy. It's usually going to be smokes to support them, or maybe even just really far back defensive trips. This is the real issue you run into, honestly, when you start playing against Sentinels on split. It's like a home field advantage. They put so much work into this one particular side of the map, alternating the setups, and they're so well drilled of how they play it.
MIBR don't need many rounds on this half, but they do need some.
Yeah, you can't just sit at the goose egg, exactly.
Aggro.
Up top here, nade, rebounded. That's going to be landing into vents. Late trip. Put down by John QT, but aside gaining Gavin. Exactly what I was saying prior. Sen are perfectly happy to give you all the space here because they're so drilled with the retake protocol.
Now this round though might get a little difficult because of the pit that FRZ's thrown down.
And the showstopper.
Yeah, well,
speaking of that, trying to re-clear him. Yeah, there's a smoke in his face. He hears him. Somane against the wall, rebounds, has traded.
1-for-1 is actually not that bad there for Sentinels. Sassy's Seekers can help them re-clear this pit. They could have almost got 3 in that spot.
Cosmic Divide offloaded. A lot of utils to try and win this round out. RGL down. That's the rocket. And just catching onto the heels of Mazine in for the smoke. Shotguns are bound. Last player left is FRZ. Can't stand that pressure. Sentinels too good.
So beautifully done by Sen there. And it's brutal to watch from MIBR's perspective because that's an eco round, but they feel like it's winnable. They got in onto the plant, so they use the pit, they use the showstopper, they use their big tools that they would want here.
Cosmic Divide as well.
Yeah. And it was winnable, but the outplay there from second to dodge the rocket, get a kill off the back of the Seekers, pop his own ultimate, and then come in off the back after he'd naded FRZ out of the safe corner. I mean, just a glorious round from second. And unfortunately, even when the team play requires a little bit of individualism, Sen have got it. Unfortunately for MIBR, that is.
Look at the way they adjust the setups again. I mean,
mid
pit into mid, adjustments with the trips all over towards B. It funnels MIBR now in through B main. It's going to be putting a lot of emphasis on John QT with his setups, and right in his face. Still good for one. I mean, there's a player above him and to the side. At the bottom of the smoke. What is going on?
Phantom moment. Just spraying whilst strafing from side to side there.
Damage.
Only 2 players surviving. At least gets the plant off, but you got to think, Ken. So damn hard. Mazine, B main control. MIBR, you got to take some risks in this situation. Scenario. Can't just let them play for the retake optimally. There's one. Trade was a bit delayed, but Tens eventually gets it labored in the process. Sassy with a defuse, sticking half already. The win conditions are just dwindling. Sentinels up to 7. Mazine is going to want to save this gun.
And Sentinels, they are the favorites in this play-in. And they have looked phenomenal on the defense side of Split. But I was expecting there to be more moments than this for MIBR to be able to get some impact in these rounds. It's just looked clinical from Sentinels.
I'd be looking at one of the fastest maps we've seen in America. I don't know what that is, but we get our finest minds.
Notice how they've moved their defensive setup again. John Cutie was anchoring B in the previous round. This time moves his setup back over towards A. Now, very difficult to get a read on exactly what's going on when your players on the outsides of the map play such kind of passive positions. I mean, look at the way that these players are positioned over here. It's very far away from the action. Generally speaking, MIBR, the people holding the outsides of the map are going to play really disciplined. But that also means you don't get a good read on who's anchoring where. You know, you interact with the Cypher utility very late in the round. FRZ's going to try to make something happen with a slightly more aggressive lurk on a ramp.
Here.
But his toes have been seen.
Spotted, betrayed.
Feet picks for free?
That's just out of pocket. Okay. 45 seconds.
I mean, they know that FRZ is there. They're now using the Skydog to flush him out.
Balls made to try and commit over towards A. You can see the spikes making its move and ground over towards it, but Sentinels are not giving up this space.
Come on.
Heaven. Players remain now. Dash forwards, kill trip. John QT is to set up an adjustment you can. Breathe this one, a gap into the wall. Reveals all. Wow, Sassy to get the one pick and now just evacuates, backing away. Spike dropped down into a really unfortunate location, playing within the smokes. Eventually we'll start to fade here. Players walking up onto the sides, but look at it. Players don't know which way to look here. For MIBR, it's just impossible. There's no easy fight granted. And there's eventually going to be the triple phase with the satchel to set it all up. 8-0, it's clinical. It's a masterclass.
It absolutely is. And you got to remember as well that MIBR are playing last year's meta. There was a lot of talk from the desk about how they didn't really like the solo Sky, but I think it goes even a little deeper than that because Sentinels are also playing solo Sky, right? In terms of the initiators they have online. But the fact that you know what MIBR are going to do, and you've seen it all last year, there is nothing new really that MIBR can pull out on this side of the map, or even the other, that you haven't experienced. And Sen's comp is so good at being able to shut down what MIBR are going for.
Blinded.
They need something huge here.
I don't know what that is, but
Mitch on the desk was asking Artesine to step up and be the big player, or at least to have a better interaction with those first kill to first deaths.
Yeah.
We saw RGL, the Wrigglemeister. He was wriggling all over them in the club again. But it just, there haven't been any moments where individuals can shine in this map so far for MIBR because the team shutdown has been so severe.
No gaps for them to work with. A draft dash in through. Our team is going to grant to the side. Plan online. Nade forward. JZA wants to really push the advantage he potentially had.
Artesine planted for Heaven.
How are they all going down here? I mean, nades just popping off all over the place.
It's just spam from Heaven kills Artesine and then another nade coming through.
Paranoid to clear it out. Got to retreat here, close tuck to the corner section. This guy is on one right now. He knows what a player is. The bullet's quiet. Transfer from Mazine, but he's just one man. What can you do? Not much. Well-oiled machine that is Sentinels. 9-0. They don't even look stressed.
Nah. There's nothing that MIBR are doing now. In fact, it looked better earlier on in the game, where they were adding in more contact plays and trying to find the gaps because they were assuming Sentinels were playing offside a lot.
Yeah.
But at this point, yeah, it's time for the tactical timeout. But even if MIBR get 3 on their attack side, even with how good MIBR's defense has looked here, on this map, you know, when they played previously. Is this somewhere close to being doable?
No, it was good, it was good.
This looks unlikely. Everybody locked in. MIBR with a bit of attack timeout. But genuinely, I mean, we can see all the available options. We can see all the information when we're casting up here. And even I'm struggling to come up with options.
Yeah, I think there's got to be more in terms of trying to contact around the map just a little. Because I think MIBR have got stuck in the last kind of 4 rounds of just pouncing on a site.
Trying to go all in.
And they don't really know who's anchoring. Yeah. They don't really know where the trip setups are. And I think that when SEN are playing, because they do like to fall off sites fairly easily and play for the retake, there should be some space that opens up. You know, if the Cypher setup is over towards A, and you have that ramp lurk that finds the camera, then maybe you can get one of your other smokes players out towards B. I think trying to play for the aggressive lurks on either side of the map and see who comes out with the goods. It sounds a bit desperate, but I think that might be their best opportunity at this point. It is desperation time for MIBR. on this map at least. And really, when you look at the decider on Sunset, which is, most teams have been banning that against Sentinels.
MIBR time to get a little bit quirky with the timings perhaps, but it looks like this is again another all-in approach. Flash, big connection, and Tens is there to instantly respond. He drops it. JZZ unable to lead the initiative here for the rest of the team, and still they're going to follow through. Attempt to at least get a bit of that space, but another first kill does not go their way. Tens still here, bullets rattling. Jump spot, getting that info, seeing the one player here. What is the answer again for MIBR? Backing away. Minute 10 on the clock.
And because this round, they started 5 towards A ramp. As soon as they lose JZA, they have no options everywhere else.
No prior map control has been gained by a player lurking.
Yeah, they don't know. Zekken could have walked down mid. They, you know, the Sentinels players might be inside B main right now, ready for this.
What a second and all duty.
Artazine could make something happen on an aggressive lurk towards A. They didn't see the Cypher.
What they're relying on, but
generally John and Tens are going to be on opposite sides of the map.
These are the difficulties. Desk was talking about, you know, these solo sky comps. Just a little bit dated at this point. They might be forced to just double up the contact their way into positions. Was not ready.
That's quite incredible, that timing. Couldn't have been more perfect for Zekken.
Is that off the cam?
I'm not 100%.
Yeah, not too sure either, but QT now knows his presence here, but time completely against him. 12 seconds. Going down to almost nothing. Lovely kill for FRZ. Top of the plan. Mazine doesn't stick, doesn't commit. Finally, though, bit of trust in his teammates, at least to have his back, but it's a really unorthodox plan location. And this post plan relies heavily on these Heaven players. This fight that's coming up, it's going to be critical, it's going to be vital. Flash, very deep onto the ankle. Artazine, he's forwards, and he's trying to pounce. Lovely movement, isolates one, isolates the next! And this is what they needed, that individuality. Cap, broken, leave it to John QT. But the round should be sealed, John. Not too much you can do here.
MIBR the first round.
A fight there from hell. So finally, MIBR, they get themselves on the board.
Let that be a lesson to you, Sentinels. Nobody takes 10 rounds in a row against MIBR. Yeah, Artazine stepping up there. Massive performance from him, being able to hold off that retake of B Heaven. Can they get 3? Can they get the pistol? Can they make this doable? It's important the Sentinels don't take their foot off the gas completely. Like we said, both of these teams should be better on the defense side. But any round has just been, I mean, so far away from coming for MIBR until that 3K.
Painstaking, and it just gets even worse off the rip. I mean, first kills going Sentinel's way every single time.
And JCC there isn't even in a super committed position. They know that they're going for A ramp control, spam when the wall goes up, and Sassy's got a perfect angle.
It's a call again. Everybody still holding hands into the A main choke. They pause, grab the orb. Trailblazer broken, but full reinforcements arriving. The cavalry is here. The call is made from SEN. They want to re-clear this one. Forwards, Artazine leading it, but Tens! Onto the high ground, the collapse of into maneuvers. It's just elite. RGL, the lone survivor. There's just no world, is there? There's just no world.
It's tough in this position for MIBR because you want to still believe, but when you're down 9-1 and you're in a 1v4,
you know it's going to be 10-1.
And the rest of your teammates are sat there quietly,
stewing.
30 seconds left.
Thinking about the situation that they're in, thinking about, maybe even at this point, the next half, the next map maybe even as well. It is tough. And this is a grueling play-ins that we've got coming up.
Oh yeah.
Enriquez Real.
MIBR playing back-to-back matches after beating or losing to Sentinels. And they still have another one instantly afterwards.
It is that marathon, really. I mean,
it's a grueling gauntlet.
Good save.
Test that endurance, test the form as well, coming into each of these matches. But for now, it's all Sentinels.
And I feel bad for MIBR too, because I can definitely say I underrated MIBR coming into this season. From what we've seen of them in kickoff so far, they did such a great job at responding in that Cloud9 game. And maybe if they'd started defense on Split, they could have been a little bit more dangerous. But they just, they didn't. They just 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 didn't. They maybe this could have been a little bit of a closer match. But at the moment, they are getting slammed. Yeah.
It's systematic dismantling, really. Setups, adjustments, there's no heavy read for MIBR here. At this point, it's just relying on that individuality, raw firepower, and they carve out a path into mid. Seekers, drop down, Celsius has to respect that one now, backs away entirely to Molly. What? Gets onto JCC, it was comboed, I think, with a nade from the other side of the map. That was second.
Oh, how is just the simplest of util combos finding the pick for them at the beginning of the round? JCZ's first death ratio must be off the charts right now.
It's frantic by MIBR. I mean, they see it's the slightest of weaknesses, the potential for a kill, and they all just try and jump onto it. Leads to those openings happening for them. Remember, there's one player anchoring onto the site. This entire time, Celsius, he retreated. Smoke here. Divide the map. To the side, Paranoia sent flying. Look for the repeat, he can hear the footsteps all around him. They just don't know where he is. Good. Instant response from FRC. But Tens is lurking, contacting into the angle. Finds himself a 3-1. 2 players left alive for MIBR in the final round of this half.
Zekken is very carefully clearing. Sassy tried to do the same and got caught. FRZ on an interesting off angle. Taking down his former teammate from ancient times.
Second, he's not playing with Tens yet. Still worried, actually. There could be a player up into heaven. Pulse. Two, not too sure, but the info may be there with the ping. Satchel, kill. There from Mazzy and Tens. Tens all in a 1v2. It's too much for him to tackle, even with that momentous lead. So a second round for MIBR. The question being, will it be enough?
A thin thread that MIBR's chances on split are balancing by right now. Nice off angles played there by FRZ and by Mazin, who got caught by the Omen ultimate and then repositioned to catch second. What's the morale looking like even?
Yeah, it's just such a question. More Sentinels have had to fight their way into the play-ins, but Celsius is confident that their chances.
Oh, I definitely think that Sentinels is a favorite of playing. Like, you know, Loud, 100 Thieves, Lev, us, like, you know, outside of all things considered, every team in NA is really stacked and really good. Like, I think NA is like the best region, but outside of that, I do think our group was like the hardest group. So, you know, we're coming into play in full confidence. Obviously, we lost to Loud pretty closely. Like, if you look back at the game, it was really close split, really close on Ascent, considering the rounds or whatever, the mistakes we made, stuff like that. No discredit to them. Like, Loud earned that game, they won it. But I think for us, like, we're still like, you know, it could swing either way in our group. But now that, you know, we
I think is watching the same thing.
Oh, that, you know, if we made play in, I think we're the favorites for sure.
It is really important that Sentinels perform in matches that super matter, like this, like the play-ins that they're in currently. Because it's one thing to be the favorites and to feel really good about how you're performing, but you've also got to bring it in these massive moments and put down the competition and make sure that you don't get upset. And at the moment, it's not like Sentinels came into this.
If you're focused, you got this Twitch chatter.
Twitch chatter.
They have put on a masterclass performance on
Yo, I don't know, chat.
Like, pretty close to closing it out.
Oh my god. Okay, chat. I don't know if I love the Twitch chat display over here. Like, well, I guess it's alright, whatever. Is it cool or no? Yes or no?
Teams that, you know, they are trying to get that chance of redemption. This is what 2024 is all about for them. They don't want to end it early.
Even try to compete after that.
Sentinel
Sure, he just had like other stuff going on.
reaction.
There's a dress code.
I think redemption is a great word for describing both of these teams. They're both trying to rewrite their reputations from 2023 and carve out new identities for themselves. But the expectations are still quite different.
I think a Rolex AD, no, actually.
Competitive is a huge step up. For Sentinels, they're looking actually to win, to go to Madrid, to make it out of the play-ins. Here comes the pistol. MIBR dominating B main control at the beginning, but double
about to get pop flash.
Oh my god.
Wait, where does teammate go? Oh, he got him blended. Like, I still feel like Tyson and Jonka won this round.
That reclear completely knew what was coming. Things get difficult, but MIBR have also lost a lot of information.
What team you can play for, IGL or not? Who's your pick?
So there is still potential here for TenZ or John QD to just catch people.
I don't know. I want to play with Oxy again.
MIBR are going to have to play tight together here. Opting to just play side by side,
Oh,
running
no.
and gunning will do it. Tap from TenZ, but 3 players to contend and
Yo, guys, stop asking us sick, please. Thank you.
Smoke dropped. Plant. I'm going to push this one back, Trailblazer. Be there. Avoided and dodged. Another smoke on top of it. In for
Eh?
way ahead of the curve. Damage.
Come on, Tyson. Oh, shit. Oh.
Wait, why did that guy just run in there, though? I'm so confused. This guy said, yo, we already lost. I'm going for kills.
Well done by Artazine at the end there for saving that round.
What the? എനിക്ക് മനസ്സിലായി ആ കയ്യിൽ ചുമ്മാ ഓടിക്കറിപ്പോയത്.
Follow with him just running.
This opening to the round though, beautiful.
W positioning.
You gotta say
You think
that.
there's any chance?
There's always a chance, bro. There's always a 1% plus chance.
Looking a little out of it, maybe a bit.
It's like 1%.
You know, still.
No, I would give them 4% at this point after winning that.
Setting up their game plan so well at the start, in the first like 5 seconds. Here's another round where the same story has to happen, right? You have a massive advantage. You got to play tight.
Chad, do you ever wake up before your partner and you just have the urge to like wake them up and have like just a conversation with them? I did that today with Tyson and he got really mad at me. I woke up at 6 a.m. today and I like roll over and then I start talking to Tyson and he's like,
Nice timing there from
Yeah,
That's what you want to see.
nice mop up from
He
MIBR.
made in Brazil. Perfectly clean.
They didn't manage to load the kills into somebody with a huge ultimate.
You see, okay, my husband is not a morning person. Yeah, no, Tyson's not a morning person. This kind of makes me sad a little bit.
Oh shit, bro.
That's a nice bulldog sound.
Now we're taking a look at Sentinel.
I like that.
Yes, by round boys. ഇതാണ് കളി. Official stream ആണ്.
That's a low
stream delay
falls almost immediately.
That is real early. Mazine uses the dog in the first 3 seconds of the round, and JCZ just swings instantly.
They lost 10s already. I don't know
To
how.
take these fights. Flex a bit of that muscle and
spotted
firepower. That
come
is a
on.
really interesting way to deal with it. The jiggle peek onto the corner is common enough.
1v1.
Wide face.
രണ്ട് smokes
It
പോയിട്ടുണ്ട്.
out 4-4. Even baiting the dash out of Artazine, thinking there was going to be something else to it.
Okay.
It's a difficult round to approach without 10s on the board. The Omen smokes. Not having access to them means you have so many different angles to worry about. John and Sassy looking like they wanted to pressure ramp there for a moment. Sassy still has the Trailblazer. These players are close though,
They're so
re-clearing,
far
the timing, indecisive from Sen. But now they've committed.
Yeah, all players now leading the charge onto
Backstab.
the
Oh
site.
shit, damn
They have
scared.
given up control of main, wrapped
Oh,
around
that's
Celsius.
nice pick up.
Traded. For the 1, 3 versus 3 here. The post-plant positioning is not good from Sentinel. It's going to have to take some magical moments for them to try and bail themselves out of this one here. Containment by MIBR.
Oh,
Got
shit.
every angle watched for. Every angle prepped. Zekken sprays them through. 30 health to his name. And FRZ is left alone with the Spectre. Contains the upgrade.
Yes.
The
Nasty
nasty
one.
angle.
That's ludicrous. That is ludicrous.
Nice one.
Sentinels were in such an uncomfortable position. 3 in elbow. They were looking to try to flash off cam contact and then realized that they were going to get pushed from screens. They're forced to accelerate, and then somehow Zekken manages to spray down 2. Oh, right before he gets punished by FRZ peeking screens. Not too bad though for MIBR. That was their bonus. They've done some damage to the Sentinel's economy. And Artazine has the operator online, looking to try to fight in front of this Viper setup over on B.
Oh, Artazine has op.
With every round,
Artazine
the
position
gap
or B main?
slowly closes. It's a little bit more suffocating.
timing.
10s is
Okay,
just
timing.
deep here. Both TPs committed. There was a stun. The Trailblazer, he is lucky to be alive.
Okay, he is lucky to be alive.
And if that forces people from Sentinels to back off, you have to be aware of this off angle that's happening over towards B. This line, interesting interaction with how it works with the Viper wall there, although it looks like they're managing to avoid it, circumventing Artazine and his impact.
3 players into mid, RGL tucked into the smoke. potential danger here for him.
അവർക്കറിയാം അവിടെ ഓപ്പൺ ഉണ്ട്, അതാണ് അവർ മിഡ് കയറുന്നത്. പ്രൊഫഷണൽ പ്ലേയേഴ്സ് പറഞ്ഞാൽ അപ്പുറത്തെ ടീമിന്റെ ബൈ വരെ നോക്കിയിട്ടാണ് അവരെ പുഷ് ചെയ്തിട്ട് കണ്ടുപിടിക്കണം.
That's huge. Exactly what the doctor ordered for MIBR. Just a solo play, tucking in the corner, taking a gamble pays off.
Now it has to be the solo plays across the map. Celsius can get anything done, but for MIBR, it's exactly what they needed.
Toxins going up.
Taking the drop down. Ooh, FRZ missing the timing on that one, so I don't know that there's space there for them with 20 seconds left though. This is it. Got to get a move on if you are Sentinels here. RGL, does he expect the players across? Definitely does now from the sound. Hughes, a bit of a trail, sold out by them. Drops one, Spike, hits the deck. Follow-up from Zelsis is there, but they have to contend with main. This position of Ardazine, he sees the barrel and nails the head. John QT swarmed and approached every angle. MIBR surviving, 4 players intact, the guns are there, the economy can get a bit of breathing room.
Yeah, that's massively important for MIBR. And what wins it at the end of the day is not some kind of, fantastic set play on the defense, but it's a tiny little area uncleared by SEN as they did that double drop into Ven.
Let me know if you need heat.
FRZ just tucked right up against the wall as close as you could possibly be. The most likely angle for Sentinels to not clear.
This angle's a brutal one.
And they double drop down to make sure if there is somebody in Ven, they can get that trade kill.
I don't know, I mean, sometimes it happens, but it can be a bit of a view model dip. Sometimes the gun ends up blocking a player in that angle, that's why they get so much value, but in that case, it was a huge step up.
And with MIBR being so many rounds down, they're willing to take those kind of risks.
Yeah.
You saw the kind of 2 people covering mid, RGL and FRZ, were both taking those kind of risks. RGL was just ready to fight inside a smoke, and FRZ tucked himself in a corner, hoping not to get cleared. SEN's attack side on this map has certainly not looked as good as their defense. And that's why we were saying there were chances for MIBR if they got enough at the half and won the pistol. Well, they got the pistol, but only 2 of the
What are your thoughts? My thoughts right now? How disgusting this liquid IV and my tumbler tastes.
Just gotta keep stringing together the rounds.
Take them one at a time.
Yeah. One step at a time. Big ults online. So JZZ with a showstopper.
I got it from Costco and it tastes like shit. It's like the yuzu one.
Riskily on some certain angles as well. You can get away with murder.
Liquid IV is bad for you? Fuck! That's why I got cancer. You know what? Makes sense, you guys.
MIBR are also
I was told it wasn't bad.
With much higher consistency than they were in the first half.
Oh, they cancer, that's sad.
It tastes like it's gross. It's nasty as fuck.
The rounds very quickly.
Tight burst of the bullets.
It's just I try to stay hydrated because I get really bad headaches.
Set up, paranoia, gliding through. Molly at the feet though. Try and stop. Go. Oh my, pure reactions at play here from Ardazine. You can hear the sound cue that one with the Santos gliding through the air.
It was such an awesome setup too. Sassy flashed heaven from ramp as if Zykan was going to push from that angle. Really disguising the
weaponry from SEN. Now Tens with the reposition. He was spotted.
Spike is actually planted.
No, we're 10 to zombie.
Recall cleared.
You know, we're 10 to zombies.
Ardazine hoping to just hold any sort of aggressive push that might just come from behind. Flash through from Sassy again. Good anti-lovely play by JZZ. And yeah, Ardazine's there, so the discipline on point for MIBR.
So here's the thing that a lot of people in chat are going to say. They're going to be like, oh, why are Sentinels all taking ones or making these risky plays? Especially on an eco, and when you're down a man in particular, the protocol is in pro play, it's when you are a man down, get aggressive. When you are a man up, you can just hold and freeze. So sometimes you'll see in a 4v5 situation, the team that's down might look like they're making a stupid fucking play, but that's the protocol. You have to take a risky play in order to try to even out the numbers. I feel like I'm explaining the obvious, but I'm sure you guys know this. But yeah.
With a quick scope.
Actually, Kaide's stream is helpful.
Alright, let's go, boys.
No real
Losable.
for MIBR. Plenty to work with.
Losable, yep. Sure. Like.
Now to rally forwards. It's a paranoia to set this one up. Links it with the satchel. So Zekken All that spade, 10 to the TP. There's no way you commit that. Cancel.
Okay, killer.
Has to be offloaded into the smoke.
No.
Just barely missing each other. And there's a flash to set it up.
Yes.
boys.
Oh, he deletes some.
Look at Tyson.
Oh, it didn't work last round. Throwing Zekken
Up,
into the
up,
heaven smoke,
up.
but
Beautiful.
Yes.
and
Nice.
Sen get
Well
themselves
played.
up to match
Well.
point.
Well played, ladies. Good
Well
job.
played.
That was
Well
huge,
played.
really explosive from Sen. I thought for a moment Tens was going to stick the TP, get punished by RGL. But the play throughout heaven, immaculate. That is just a ridiculous way to open up the round. Lovely
flash
play.
and a
I really
combo.
enjoy how they've built this synergy now this year between Zekken and Sassy.
Amazing setup with the flash.
Oh my.
Now,
He's just like me.
There.
Showstopper.
Oh,
Reaction.
kitty. Trade.
Fuzzy
Trade.
take him out, but it's a post-mortem kill from Zekken, so even 4 versus 4. TP4 is 10s. You're right
No.
behind him, man. What are you doing?
I don't think there's any need to go for that in the 4v4.
That is a little bit insane. He's assuming that there's not going to be anybody in vents because they already took down the Viper, but that's a large assumption after like 5 seconds already passed since you got the kill. Still possible for the win here. Committing big ultimates that they could have possibly saved for a better opportunity. 3 players just left alive here.
Yo.
Viper's Pit.
Fuck, Tens is my goat, chat. Look at that.
It's so hard to get the plan down here.
It is. That's attack, forcing a response from MIBR. That's what Sen were hoping for.
Trailblazer. Holy.
Up through. Even to a variety of
Cosmic
players.
Divider.
There's still no kills going away of Sen, and they just can't get a safe plant off over the top.
Oh.
Dealt with, traded, instantaneous. Sassy, pit drop down,
come
he will be
on.
falling. John QT. Last one left will be 2
Venomable,
We
Venomable.
don't know where he is. There's 28 seconds left. Up top, up top.
Oh.
And two.
Yes. Ta-da. Nice player.
Now that got a little silly. It did get a little
I
silly.
think you woke him up too
There was
early.
a chance for John to
Chat.
be able to finish
That
out
is
in the
not
1v2.
lack of sleep. That
I
is
think generally speaking, you probably
lack
don't
of-
want to be taking those kind of risks, even though you're up 12-7. Those were big ultimates.
I love you, Tyson.
Massive ultimates. I mean, you think about it, Showstopper, Viper's Pit, Seekers, everything being used into that, and a round lost. It might be
I genuinely
That's just insane to begin.
don't know.
I mean, I do
All
enjoy
good.
the Redguard cosplay that Ten sometimes puts on. It's nice that even in Americas we can experience Angel and Redguard. Living vicariously through.
Very early trailblazer. That space taken up, vacuumed into B main. Group up from Sen. It's 4 players into mid.
They have to re-clear
Make
B
a call here to
main
re-clear
now.
into B main.
We clear it to B main now. We clear it to B main. We clear it
Yep.
to B main
Good to
now.
break the dog.
Tens has a really nice paranoia line if he wants to use it for them to retake B main control.
As good as the beginning as you could hope.
Tens is so confident with those TPs.
It certainly is.
Yeah, bro, when you have no brain cells, you can TP anywhere you want.
Maybe just raw spam as a smokers.
Oh my
Yes,
god,
bruh.
I genuinely need to ask him why he did that.
Before that. Oh, look at one. Look at this line.
Good for him. I love Tyson. That shit's so funny. I genuinely want to know what his thought process was there. I won't lie though, there could have been a miscom. That might sound like really copy, but sometimes that does happen.
Dash is there, TP. Cuts across.
Hello.
Watching and managing
Oh,
it.
Tyson
Reposition.
is default right now.
And now finally the charge in, an attempt by MIBR to really just collide with these players. John QT defending his teammates back. It's crumbled.
Huge, huge,
Tragedy on the line, Artisan.
huge.
After such a brutal beginning for them, jumping round.
Yes.
Ooh, good job.
Let's go.
Yeah, no, there have been some rounds, chat, where I will ask Tyson, I'm like, why the fuck did you do that? And he goes, oh, it was a severe miscomm. Like, my team told me that they were here. And I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense. So sometimes you don't get like the whole scope. And this isn't me telling you that what Tyson just sit there was smart, because it wasn't. But like, it does happen, you know? Every once in a while.
Yep.
Nice. We got it. Good job, chat.
The first half went so perfectly, and they were able to put away MIBR.
Shroud was Valorant on a
Thing is free. Well, we're going to be stepping away for just a bit, but GB in the analyst desk going to be breaking it all down for map number 1, so do not go anywhere.
Yep. Do not go anywhere. Tarek and Rizona.
MIBR?
G2 MIBR.
That'll be a good one, no?
G2 SEN will be a good one.
I think G2 MIBR would be better than you think.
Yeah, I agree. I think G2 SEN is top.
It'll be fun to watch though.
Yeah.
Just because we know everyone, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. What is the match in time? We have time, boys. Just wait a second.
No, I will never go pro. Never. Ever. Ever. I will never ever go pro. Never, ever, ever, never, ever. Never, ever, never, never, ever. Next map is Ascent. Oh my god, I'm actually like really excited for Ascent. I love Ascent.
City America also എടുക്കും. ഈശ്വര നാളെ ഈ ചാനൽ കാണില്ലല്ലോ. അത് കുഴപ്പമില്ല. അല്ലെങ്കിലും ചാനലിൽ നിന്ന് ഒരു കിണ്ടിയും കിട്ടുന്നില്ല. അതുകൊണ്ട് ഒരു കിണ്ടിയും കിട്ടാത്ത ചാനൽ ഇത് പോകണമെങ്കിൽ ഞാൻ പോട്ടെ എന്നങ്ങ് വയ്ക്കും. പക്ഷെ എനിക്ക് കാണാനുള്ള ഞാൻ കാണും. ഓ വെയിറ്റ്, ഞാൻ സ്ക്രീൻ മാറ്റിയിട്ടേക്കുക. വെയിറ്റ് ഗൈസ്. യൂട്യൂബ് SEO ചെയ്ത് തരണോ ചാനലിന്? SEO അതെന്തോന്ന് നോക്കുക. ഓ വെയിറ്റ്, സ്ക്രീൻ മാറിയിരിക്കുകയായിരുന്നു. മൈ ബാഡ്. വാലറന്റ് അമേരിക്ക ഉണ്ടായിരുന്നില്ല സീനുള്ളൂ. കൈഡയുടെ ലൈവ് ഓൺലൈൻ ഒരു സീനുമില്ല. വി വാച്ച് കൈഡ് സ്ട്രീം ബോയ്സ് ആൻഡ് ഗേൾസ്. And you know what? ഞാനൊരു ഇത് കാണിച്ചു തരാം.
Game called As Dusk Falls, and it is a narrative-driven game made by the ex-devs of Quantic Dreams that made the game Detroit Becomes Human, Heavy Rain. And
വാച്ച് പാർട്ടി ഇതൊക്കെ ഡയറക്റ്റ് ട്വിച്ചിൽ സ്ട്രീം ചെയ്യണ വാച്ച് പാർട്ടീസാ. അതുകൊണ്ട് ഡോൺ റിഗൈസ് ചാനലൊന്നും പോകാനൊന്നും പോണില്ല. ഡയറക്റ്റ് ട്വിച്ച് സ്ട്രീംസ് ആണ്. ഇത് SATL മെമ്പറുടെ പോവാണെങ്കിൽ ഞാനങ്ങ് പോട്ടെ എന്ന് വിചാരിക്കും. ഇവരൊക്കെ എന്ത് ഭാഷയുടെ പറയണേ?
I'm here with Kaplan from Sentinels, an immaculate first half. Now I have to ask you, yesterday you told me you were very confident going into map 2. You then lost map 2 and being forced to prepare for this incredibly brutal round robin style. How confident are you going into map 2?
Always confident. There's no other way to play the game. There's no other way to play the game. Feeling good. You know, we got to study their ascent. It's a bit of a different ascent, so I think strategically we feel pretty good going in because of how they're playing. And yeah, that's kind of the theme of the day. Like, you know, our confidence isn't based on how we're playing a map or how well we're doing in Eastern Space. It's based on how we feel as a team compared to their team. If we go in confident instead of reacting to how well we start, you know, maybe we can finally close the series out in 2. That would be really nice for the fans as well as for me and my hairline. And
You're looking great though, so best of luck.
everything but skin sales. Obviously, skin sales better for 3 maps, but you know, gotta look out for ourselves.
So buy the skins and best of luck.
Buy the skins and best of luck. Derek എന്ത് ചെയ്യണേ? ഇവൻ എക്സസൈസ് നിർത്തിയില്ല ഇതുവരെ. എന്തൊരു കഷ്ടം ഇത്.
Nice. Nice. Hey, if you guys are being dicks to anyone on the stream, you're gonna get fucking banned.
Yes.
If you don't got something nice to say, don't say anything at all.
Just don't say anything at all.
This game definitely illustrated that. This was a team Uber that just came into this really
I need Cypher now. Yeah. Well, keep in mind, chat, I only recently started learning Cypher.
Why would you pin
this
your
app.
attitude on how a map on a certain day goes and not the entire history of the team you have going together, right? You don't want to be so susceptible to the ups and downs of Wax and Wayne
And Sky.
What a hot start for this team on defense, right? Impossible to break.
Tens versus John Cute. എന്തിന്?
Good job.
Average comeback score ആർക്കാ ടെൻസ് കൂടുതലല്ലേ? ജോൺ ക്യൂട്ടി സൈഫർ ആയിരുന്നല്ലേ? സൈഫർ.
Doesn't like lethal. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Okay, the reason why I didn't like Lethal Company chat was because the one time that I played it where you had the mod where there were like 10 people. I was severely info gapped, and then Super was trolling me the whole time and getting me killed. He told me to go into a room and scream as loud as I could, so I did that. And I got shot by a turret. The other time I rang the bell and the
Prime benefits
fucking,
undo.
like arm took me in and killed me. Another time I slipped into a lake and I died. I shit you not, chat. I'm so glad I didn't stream it because you guys would have been miserable. It was literally watching other people POV. That's what I was doing for like a good 3 hours. I would be the first one to die, and then I'd just sit there and I'd watch and I'd be like, this is fun. This is fun to people. This is enjoyable.
Get in-game content. Valorant and in-game
I
content.
genuinely don't understand. But to each their own at the end of the day. Same thing as Among Us. I played it like maybe a few days and I was like, this shit is boring as fuck. I don't know how any of the Among Us people were able to play as much as they did. That shit is mad boring.
Oh, he's spray
Props to them as well.
He's spray
like,
light them up spray.
I don't know. Anyways.
Your item of spray will be sent to your
it's
game.
Just not for me. I'm really
and logged in on already. And the account already
I just really like FPS shooters, Valorant. I am so severely addicted. It's like actually unreal.
ഈ ഗെയിംസ് ഒന്നും ഞാൻ കളിക്കാറില്ല, അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ഇതൊക്കെ കിട്ടിയേനെ. Call of Duty.
Yeah.
All out.
It is what restricts me from playing it.
League of Legends.
You play League? No. Tyson told me to never play League of Legends, and he is like the sweetest angel, but whenever he plays League, he turns into like the nastiest human. He is so like angry, and it doesn't look fun.
എന്തോ കുറേ ഉണ്ടല്ലോ. ഇതൊക്കെ വേണമെങ്കിൽ ക്ലെയിം
ചെയ്യണം. Your mic sounds really bad.
Apex Legends.
It sounds bad?
Oh, there we go.
Oh no, it's because the door was open and Dad's up, so turn the fan on.
Oh, he Dad's
ആൾറെഡി മറ്റോ കളിച്ചിട്ടുള്ളൂ, ബാക്കിയില്ല. എന്താണ് ബിഗ് ഫാം?
Holy shit, that first map was insane.
ബിസി ടോക്കി ഒരുമിച്ച് കാണാം. ആടാ അതാ വരുന്നു. പ്രൈം ഗെയിമിംഗ് സബ്ബാക്കിയ മാത്രമല്ലല്ലോ, ഞാൻ മറ്റേ ഓവർവാച്ചിന് എന്തൊക്കെയോ സ്കിൻ ഉണ്ട് കേട്ടോ. ഒരു തുമ്പന് കാണിച്ചു കൊടുക്കണം. ഓവർവാച്ചിൽ എന്തൊക്കെയൊക്കെ ഉണ്ട്. പോക്കിമോങ്കോ എന്തോ കിട്ടണേ? അൾട്രാ ബോൾസ് ആൻഡ് ഗോൾഡൻ റാസ്ബെറി. അയ്യോ
is
അൾട്രാ
somehow
ബോളൊക്കെ
one of the most
എൻ്റെ
toxic
ഒന്നാമത്
communities,
സ്പേസ് ഇല്ല.
but has no voice comms. And
വിസ്താര
every single
ഇതല്ലേ?
twitlonger that I see of a child groomer is always a league player.
Kind of crushing first map, especially the first half. I talked to you earlier today, and just the prep going into
അയ്യോ
this round
സ്ട്രീമിൻ്റെ ഇത് പോയേ.
it's brutal for the team.
Is that not the truth?
ക്വാളിറ്റി.
Oh yeah, or an OSU player, or a Smash player, Smash player. Oh my god.
ശമ്പൂണ്ണൻ പാവം കാണാൻ ആരുമില്ലാന്ന് പറഞ്ഞിരിക്കാം.
നീ കാണില്ല?
എനിക്കിതൊന്നും മനസ്സിലാവത്തില്ല, അതുകൊണ്ട് ഞാൻ കാണത്തില്ല.
വാലറന്റ് എത്ര മനസ്സിലാവാണല്ലേ? ബോംബ് കൊണ്ട് പ്ലാന്റ് ചെയ്യാ, ബോംബ് ഡിഫ്യൂസ് ചെയ്യാ.
ഇഷ്ടമില്ല.
Or Valorant has been really interesting recently. No. You know what the token is for? It is an ABG that is hella racist. That's what Valorant is.
അടുത്ത മാപ്പ് ഏതാ?
On Twitter.
അടുത്ത മാപ്പ് അസെന്റ്. ഓ പറ.
ഇവിടെ ഇരിക്കാൻ ശമ്പു പറയാവേ. ശമ്പു വെള്ളം എടുക്കുമ്പോഴേ
വരട്ടെ.
It's not just one person, chat. It's multiple different people. Oh yeah, and then the e-dating stuff. Oh my god, the funny. I will never look at Daz Nerf the same.
I want to treat that map as an outlier when looking at this team because as you can
Ready?
see here, we have much more standard comps.
Hello.
It's a little interesting, I guess, to go away from
ഓ ഇതെനിക്ക് പഠിക്കാൻ പറ്റില്ല.
Hello.
യെസ് പറയോ.
Sad. That's a good way to say it.
അവള് വെള്ളം എടുക്കാൻ പോയി വരും.
dispersion from those sites especially. So
ഞാനേ ഇവിടെ ഏത് നോക്കുക ഡിലേ ഉണ്ടാവും.
എന്തിന്റെ?
അല്ല ട്വിച്ചിലും യൂട്യൂബിലും ലൈവിന് വേറെ ഡിലേ ആയിരിക്കുന്നു.
ഞാൻ ട്വിച്ച് കണ്ടോണ്ടിരിക്കണം.
ഞാൻ ഏറ്റവും കൂടുതൽ കണ്ടിട്ടുള്ളൂ എനിക്ക് ഇവിടെ താരിഖിൻ്റെ അതോടെ ഏറ്റവും കുറെ നേരം ഇരുന്നുള്ളൂ. എനിക്ക് അവൻ്റെ ചാനലിൽ എന്തോ 190K പോയിന്റ്സ് എന്തുകൊണ്ടെന്നോട് കണ്ടിട്ട് മാത്രം കാണും ബെറ്റ് ചെയ്യും. ഇത് പക്ഷെ അമേരിക്കൻ സ്റ്റേജ് അല്ലേ, അങ്ങനെയൊക്കെയില്ല ഇവര്. പണ്ട് എങ്ങനെയായിരുന്നു അറിയോ?
എല്ലാം കൂടെ ഒരുമിച്ചായിരുന്നു.
ആദ്യം എന്നയിലുള്ളവരടിക്കണം, പിന്നെ അത് കഴിഞ്ഞ് ചാമ്പ്യൻസിൽ വരുമ്പോഴാണ് ഒരു ലാറ്റിൻ അമേരിക്കൻ അടിക്കുള്ളൂ. ഇപ്പൊ അങ്ങനെയല്ല, എല്ലാവരും അടിച്ചിട്ട് കുറച്ചുകൂടി ട്രൈ ഹാർഡ് ആക്കി കൊടുത്തു അവർക്ക്. പക്ഷെ ഒരു കണക്കിന് നല്ലതായി, ഇന്ത്യൻ റെപ്രസെന്റേഷൻ വരും. ടീമുകളുടെ എണ്ണം കൂടി, സ്ലോട്ട് കൂടി. ഇന്ത്യയുടെ സ്ലോട്ടൊക്കെ വന്നത് ഇത് കാരണം കേട്ടാ. പണ്ടൊന്നും ഏഷ്യൻസിന് നമുക്ക് സ്ലോട്ടേ തരത്തില്ല അവര്. ഇന്ത്യൻസ് എന്ന് കേൾക്കുമ്പോഴേ വെച്ചായിരുന്നു. ജിയോ ഒക്കെ കയറിയപ്പോഴാണ് ഒരു വ്യത്യാസം വന്നത്. ഇതിപ്പോ എന്ത് ഇന്നലെ ഇവർ ഔട്ടായല്ലോ, സീണൈൻ ഔട്ടായി. ഇത് അങ്ങനത്തെ എന്തോ എലിമിനേഷനാ?
ഇത് നോക്കഫ. ഇതില് ആകെ ജയിക്കേണ്ട ടീം മാത്രമേ പോകുള്ളൂ.
അപ്പൊ ഇതിനും മേളില് ടീം ഉണ്ടല്ലേ?
ലോവർ ബ്രാക്കറ്റ്സ്.
ഞാൻ ആകെ ഈ 2 മാച്ച് കണ്ടിട്ടുള്ളൂട്ടാ. ചാമ്പ്യൻസിൽ അടി ഒരുമാതിരി അടിയായിരിക്കുമല്ലോ. ഇതിൽ ഇത്രയും ട്രൈ ഹാർഡ് ചെയ്യണമെങ്കിൽ അപ്പൊ ചാമ്പ്യൻസ് എന്തോ തീരെ യോഗമില്ലാത്തത് PRXനാ. എത്ര കളി ക്വാളിഫൈ അത് നോക്കണ്ട, ചാമ്പ്യൻസിന്റെ കേസ് ഞാൻ പറഞ്ഞ. കപ്പ് എടുക്കലില്ലേ, അവിടെ വരെ എത്തും നിൽക്കും. പക്ഷെ അവരെ പ്ലേ സ്റ്റൈൽ എങ്ങനെയാണ് എന്റർടൈനിങ് അവരെ കണ്ടിരിക്കാൻ. നമുക്ക് ബോറടിക്കൂല. വാലറിന്റെ കളിക്കണമെന്ന് നമുക്ക് തോന്നുന്നില്ല. ഈ ടെൻസിന് ഇതിന് മുമ്പിലിട്ടാണ് എന്ത് പറ്റി. പണ്ടത്തെ ഒരു ഗോഡ് ടീം ഉണ്ടായിരുന്നു. ആരൊക്കെയായിരുന്നു? സോംസ്, ടെൻസ്, ഷസാം, ഡാപ്പർ, പിന്നെ ആരായിരുന്നു മറ്റൊരു പേര് ഞാൻ മറന്നു. ആ ഫീനിക്സ് കളിക്കണ ഒരുത്തുണ്ടായിരുന്നല്ലോ, അവന്റെ പേര് ഷൗഡല്ല, ഷൗഡിനൊക്കെ മുമ്പ് OG സെന്റിനൽസ് പേര് ഞാൻ മറന്നു. കുത്താൻ പോയത് തീരല്ലേ.
മോനെ അടിയടാ, ഡിഫ്യൂസറിന് അടിയടാ മോനെ. അയ്യോ
അറിയില്ല
ഇല്ല ഡിഫ്യൂസർ കില്ലടാ. പക്ഷേ അതുകൊണ്ട് കിട്ടിയെന്ന് വിചാരിച്ച മതി.
അവന്റെ പേരെന്തായിരുന്നു? സോംസ്, ഷസാമ്, ഡാപ്പർ, സിക്ക്. അവനെന്തോ അസുഖം, ലൈക്ക് ശരിക്കും എന്തോ ഹെൽത്ത് ഇഷ്യൂസ് ആയിട്ട് പുള്ളി സ്റ്റോപ്പ് ചെയ്യുന്നുണ്ടായില്ലേ ഈ അടുത്ത്. ടീമായിരുന്നു കേട്ടോ എന്റെ അമ്മ. പണ്ണി ഇവരെ തൊടാൻ പറ്റത്തില്ല. മരടി അടിയും ഗെയിംസ്. അന്ന് പിന്നെ ലൈക്ക് ആർക്കും ഗെയിം അങ്ങനെ അറിയത്തൂല്ല കേട്ടോ. അങ്ങനെ ഒരു ലോഞ്ച് കഴിഞ്ഞിട്ട് ഞാനൊരു കാര്യം പറയട്ടെ, സ്മോക്കിന്റെ ഉള്ളിൽ കൂടെ അടിക്കും തലയിൽ ക്രോസ് ഇരിക്കണണ്ട. എന്തോന്ന് അതൊക്കെ തലേന്ന് എനങ്ങണില്ല ക്രോസ് കയറി. പക്ഷെ ഇവരിലെല്ലാവരും ഇങ്ങനെ റാങ്ക് പുഷ് ചെയ്യണവരൊന്നും ആയിരിക്കില്ല കൂടുതലും. ഇതിന് ഫെയിം അത് അങ്ങനെ ചെയ്യുന്ന വെച്ചാൽ അവർക്ക് മറ്റേ റാങ്കിനോട് അല്ലെങ്കിൽ മറ്റേ പൊസിഷനോടല്ല അവര് കൂടുതലും മറ്റേ കോമ്പറ്റിറ്റീവ് വേയില് കാണുള്ളൂ. ഇവര് ലൈവ് ഇടുമ്പോഴും അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ഈ ക്ലിപ്പ് വരൂല്ലേ ഇവരുടെ ഇന്നുള്ള ഗെയിം പ്ലേ അതിലൊന്നും ഇവരുടെ 100% ഇല്ല. ഇവിടെയാണ് ഇവരുടെ ഫുൾ പൊട്ടൻഷ്യൽ ആണ്. ഇവിടെ കളിക്കുള്ളവര് ബിക്കോസ് റിവീൽ ചെയ്യത്തില്ലല്ലോ എനിമി ടീമിന്.
പോയി വിക്കെടുത്ത് തിരിച്ചു വന്നു. കറക്റ്റായിട്ട് അവന്റെ ദേഹത്ത് എങ്ങനെ ക്രോസ് ചെയ്ത് വന്നു.
അതവിടെ കോമൺ പ്ലാന്റ് ആണ് പോണത് അല്ലേ? ബാക്ക് സൈഡ് പ്ലാന്റ്. ഈ സ്കിൻ ബണ്ടില് സീനാണ്. ഒരു വേറെ ഗെയിം വൈബ് കിട്ടണം.
ജോൺ കിട്ടി.
ഗാർഡിയൻ ബൈ ഒരു നല്ല ബയ്യാട്ടാ. ഞാൻ ഇപ്പൊ ശ്രദ്ധിക്കുന്നുണ്ട്.
I wonder if Sentinels is going to slot someone into mid because their default. Oh yeah, they're Zach towards.
പ്രോ പ്ലേയിൽ മൊത്തം ഗാർഡിയൻ ബുൾഡോഗ് പിന്നെ ഹെഡ് അടിച്ചാലും ചാവണമെന്നില്ല. ഇവരുടെ ലൈക്ക് എൻഎയിൽ കുറെയൊക്കെ മറ്റേ എക്സിക്യൂട്ടുകൾ കുറവാ. പക്ഷെ മറ്റേ ഏഷ്യൻ ടീംസ് വരുമ്പോഴേ എക്സിക്യൂട്ട് കാണാൻ പറ്റും. എൻ്റെ അവന്മാർ മറ്റേ 10 എബിലിറ്റി ഒരുമിച്ച് ഉപയോഗിച്ചിട്ട് ഒരു എക്സിക്യൂട്ട് ചെയ്യുക. വെടിവെക്കത്തൊന്നുമില്ല. എബിലിറ്റിയിൽ അവർ സൈറ്റ് കൺട്രോൾ എടുക്കും. അതുകൊണ്ട് ലൈക്ക് മറ്റേ DRX, PRX, സീറ്റ, പിന്നെ ഫനാറ്റിക്, ലിക്വിഡ്. ഇവിടെയൊക്കെ എയിമിന്റെ കളി. എന്നയിൽ മൊത്തം എയിമിന്റെ കളി. ഡ്യൂവല് ജയിക്കുക.
കോമ്പോസും കൊണ്ടുവരാൻ നോക്കണ്ടവര്
ഉണ്ട്. പക്ഷെ കൂടുതലും ട്രൈ ഹാർഡ് ചെയ്യണ അവന്മാരാ ഏഷ്യൻസാ. അവന്മാരെ തലാന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാലേ അവന്മാര് ഒരു ഗെയിമിന്റെ എല്ലാ എക്സ്റ്റെൻഡിലേക്കും പോവും. അവിടെ അവർക്ക് അതിനുള്ള സപ്പോർട്ട് ഉണ്ടല്ലോ. ഓ അത് ക്രോസ് ഡിസ്പ്ലേ അതും കൂടി കിട്ടണമായിരുന്നു. ഓടിന് ഇന്നലെ തൊട്ട് തുടങ്ങിയാണല്ലോ. ഇന്നലെ മറ്റേ പക്ഷെ ലവൻ കുറെ കൂടെ ഒരുമാതിരി ലേസി ഓടിനായിരുന്നു. ഫാനിറ്റി ഇന്നലെ കളിച്ചത്. അവനാ ബോട്ട് ഹൗസിൽ നിന്ന് ഇറങ്ങൂല ഓടിനും വെച്ച്.
സ്പൈക്ക് എടുത്തില്ല അവര്. റിവീൽ എടാ
gives the ground up though. Mazine going to be able to get this plan down and out into the post plan 1v1
25 100 100.
That one mistake might have just cost them for Sentinels. It's everything they could have
MIBR spotted.
Okay. Now repositioned and
കണ്ടോ ഇല്ല കണ്ടില്ല.
He's got this. He got this.
Could he have walked up onto lane? Could he have these positions pushing from these positions? So much too clear.
Nice! Huge. That is so huge. Sentinels needed to win that. That was really expensive. They have really bad econ though. That was really good economical damage.
ഏറ്റവും നല്ല ഡിലേ ഉണ്ടോ?
അറിയില്ല, ഞാൻ ഡോഗിയുടെ ലൈവ് ഒന്ന് വെയിറ്റ് നോക്കട്ടെ.
എൻ്റെ ഒരു 5 സെക്കൻഡ് ഡിലേ ഉണ്ടാവും.
ചെറിയൊരു ഡിലേ ഉണ്ടെന്ന് തോന്നുന്നു. കില്ലിന്റെ ഡിലേ ഭയങ്കര കില്ലൊന്നും തോന്നിയത്
5 സെക്കൻഡ് ഡിലേ ഉണ്ട് എൻ്റെ സ്ട്രീമിൽ.
It's going to keep the economy extremely honest. It's going to turn this into an eco swing round.
Verification പറയുന്നുണ്ട്.
Fight for A main here. Paranoia set up. It's going to be a KO flash mainly. No, looks like the knife initially. Did they get the tag? Yes, they do. Players baiting out, finding the right time to strike back.
Oh, nice position.
Pops down a smoke as well. Stops taking too much space up, but the call is made for MIBR. They want to take this one slow now. Contacting in hand. Tense is really dangerous. Really dangerous, really risky. Tucks himself. Flash did not connect. Here's the players, and it's a half burst from RGL. Time now to strike. Great shots from the
ചുമ്മാ ജീക്കളെ ഈ പരിപാടി അടിച്ചിട്ട് പോവാ.
ടെൻസ് എടുത്ത് ആ 2 വിക്ക് മാത്രമേ ഉള്ളൂ. ബാക്കിയുള്ളവരൊക്കെ വെറുതെ
ഡബിൾ പിക്ക്. ഞാനെൻ്റെ ടിപ്സ് കമ്മ്യൂണിറ്റി ഒക്കെ ഒന്ന് കാണട്ടെ. എൻ്റെ അമ്മ എല്ലാവരും ചത്തു. ഈ ടെക്സും ചത്തു, വേലയും ചത്തു, കൗണ്ടർ സ്ട്രൈക്ക് ഇപ്പോഴും ഉണ്ട്. റാക്കസോൺ.
No, that's the one thing I hate about that Omen blind. You see right there? Either you're compromising right side being like slightly gapped over or left side. And especially if you have your whole team there ready for that one player to push up. Being Zekken, it's like... They are going to overwhelm and get set for free.
Mid to A hit.
All of that sound being made by MIBR straight up.
Take play.
In through with the door closing. Spike should be planted. Chases A. What do you seek to do? Molly close to the corner. Hearing that one. Guns available. All eyes on second to do something with
എല്ലാം അതങ്ങനെ കൃത്യമായിട്ട് എല്ലായിടത്തും.
Wait, that was Zel's
ടീം നീഡല്ലേ? മുകളിലെല്ലാം പോയി വീണേ. അതെ അതെ, എവിടെയല്ലേ ഉള്ളു, അപ്പുറത്തില്ലല്ലോ.
How is site so clear? They gambled 4 towards B site and just having John Cutie towards A. Considering it's a save anyways, it doesn't really matter.
MIBR having a fantastic opener to this attack half. And I would say Sentinel's defense has been better on Ascent than... It is one that they do like to get rid of.
Yo, we'll take it. We'll take it.
Actually going to hurt the economy to the extent
we'll
that
take
MIBR
it.
can't buy.
They can still buy, so that still hurts econ.
Yeah, I was just trying to do the calculation.
Blade in early.
Never a good idea, is it? No, never a good idea. Why they get the buy online. Still, would have liked to have had the guns. With Zelta's going down to Chases A, he does have his ult now for this round.
And remember, Sen lost a big rifle round because they tried to make an early round play with Zekken. Updraft as the barriers fall. It's going to be given a B-photo. Zekken just posted up onto Cat, so he's going to seek to reposition now.
എങ്ങനെയാണ് ഇവര് വൈപ്പർ കളിക്കണേ? എന്നിട്ട് ഇന്നലെ കളി ജയിച്ചുട്ടാ വൈപ്പർ കളിച്ചിട്ട്. With MIBR ട്രൈ ചെയ്തൊരു കോമ്പാണ് വൈപ്പർ.
This guy's got mechanical prowess out the wazoo. Here we go. Attempt by MIBR. They want to try and go a bit more rapid, but they're really being
ശരിക്കും വാച്ചാണ്. എനിക്ക് തന്നെ പറഞ്ഞു കൊടുക്കണം. ഡിഫൻസിലെ അവർ ഫസ്റ്റ് ഓടിനെടുത്ത്
ശരിയായ ബ്ലൈൻഡായി പോയി.
Good pick, not too bad.
സപ്പോർട്ട്
Zelsis has ult. If they really want to secure this ult round, they probably should.
Oh shit.
Is that? What a shot from JSSA. Was a 4v3,
Yes,
but now Sen
I
at
will-
3v3,
that's
potentially
it.
winnable for MIBR. No players often to be main, but it looks like Sen aren't aware of that one, still spanning it.
Yes, nice round.
Zelsis, the difference maker.
Out of the huge round. Grab up.
Great ult, good cleanup. Sen needed
Nice.
that. They can save an ult and an Odin. The rest of the team will have just enough to scramble together the buy.
Sino Hunter
Their
knife.
economy is still being kept
Sino
very
Hunter.
honest by MIBRs, who are doing fine. Most people, when they look at
Huge blind from Tyson though to kill the person in front sight there.
5, we're doing good. MIBR already up to that point. That timing is so precise for Zekken to get the opener right before the scenes.
ഇപ്പോഴത്തെ റീപ്ലേ ഒക്കെ എങ്ങനെയാണ്?
Valorant.
But if
That is an
Zekken
innocent
is
watcher.
operator online on defense, I do agree with you, Brenny. He's going to find it
That is
difficult
so-
against the double controller. He's going to have to be
Yeah,
very
Sentinel's
tactical
won first
as he
map.
was there. Well, enough draft spots in the
Wait,
round
that's a
before. Now the
nice
camera spotted him
cam.
as well. Zekken cannot get
I
close to
camera
that camera.
position.
Take the same main space. Nice. Good
Oh,
job. Love it.
Up into his face. Flash through into the smoke. Gives up a bit of ground, but he knows that they could have crossed.
That's a huge flash.
Good with the bright storms. At least he does clean up Zelsis here.
Valorant.
Trying to go for this one. A bit of just peppering of damage. Take a breather into the round. MIBR, an attempt here. TP into the back of the side. Jail spotted.
Spotted.
Definitely susceptible there to a bit of spray and spam through. And he
Oh,
lands Assassin is off
nice.
the bloody charts. This guy aware that they could have pushed them
Good.
straight through.
Ready?
Now
Oh.
watchful eyes onto B main. No displays
Yeah,
right behind him,
no.
but this guy is
Check free.
not stand a chance, man.
Bro, I hate this gun.
Shit gun,
Remove
shit
it,
gun.
bro. Please.
ഓടി വിഷയം.
Wait, I'm not gonna lie to chat. Whenever I try to use the Odin, I'm some shit.
സത്യം
ഒരെണ്ണൊക്കെ കിട്ടും പക്ഷെ രണ്ടു
നമ്മളെ
ഇത്
ഫാമിലി
ഇത് ഇതെന്ത്
കയ്യിലെക്കത്തില്ല.
ടൈമിങ് കേട്ടാ
Well, they know
ടൈം
where he
spike
is
up.
നല്ല
because of the
നല്ല ടൈമിങ് അടിക്കുകയില്
ഓ, ഇവൻ എടുക്കൂട്ടോ ഇവന്റെ പൊസിഷൻ.
എടോ അവൻ അവിടെ രണ്ടുപേരെടുത്തിട്ടുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ അവൻ ദൈവം ഞാൻ പറയാം സത്യം അതെ പക്ഷെ ആ ടൈമിങ് കിട്ടൂല ഭയങ്കര അവർക്ക് മനസ്സിലായി തോന്നുന്നു കൊറേ
beautiful round. Beautiful round.
അവന് റിവീൽ ചെയ്തല്ലേ മറ്റേ ഇതില്.
Skip school for tens. Stay in school.
Did not read that sign.
Someone explain why they never show tens.
Really nice flash
We
from
hate
Zelsis at
Tyson.
the start of the round to
That's
set up
why.
this first pick. But then Zelsis
Please
does
don't mention him in my chat
Amen.
again.
get the cleanup on
Thank
the
you.
hard scene. Sassy though, fantastic individual ability to be able to
എന്തിനാടാ
roll
അത്?
all 3 of those kills up. And this has now turned the tide of the economy. Sens was being
പുള്ളി
kept
പേടിച്ച്
honest. That spree of early rounds was great.
The reason why they don't show Tyson POV constantly, chat, is because it's a 5v5. There's 9 other people.
I would say one of the big adjustments that Sen are making is that they are not looking for early round aggression necessarily. They're actually looking to.
Why do you hate
re-clear and
Tyson?
anchor.
No. I'm joking. I'm joking. I love Tyson.
It's somewhat similar to what they were doing on split defense. In the
Fuck,
sense
I'm
that
about to get cancelled,
they're
aren't
happy to give
I?
up
People are
quite a bit of
actually gonna think I
space.
hate him.
You know, they're not playing to fight mid with Zekken. They're not playing to fight catwalks. They're playing to re-clear tree. I think that plays very nicely to the strengths of Ascent as a map. I am a bit concerned about Ten's positioning right here. If they do end in an A split.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
He's quite out in the open.
This is scary. He's got it though.
If anybody, you know, a flash, a dog to take some tree control. Zelsis
No,
is gonna
my
have to be real fast with utility to help him.
For those who, I'm sure most of you guys understand my humor. My humor is really dry, old, like European humor, and I got it from my Ukrainian dad, Ukrainian German dad, and all of my dad's like Czech friends and Russian friends and everyone. Dude, they find me very funny, but no one else really finds me funny. Like people my age don't find me funny.
മോനെ ഒന്നും പറയട്ടെ. അവനാ റിവീലിൽ തന്നെ ഒരുത്തർ എടുത്തിരുന്നെങ്കിൽ. ഓ ജോൺ ക്യൂട്ടി
ഷെറിഫൊക്കെ വെച്ച് എങ്ങനെ അടിക്കണത് അത് സ്മോക്കിന്റെ ഉള്ളിലോട്ട്
ടെൻസ് വിത്ത് ഫിനിഷർ.
Good shit.
കംബാക്ക് അടിച്ചിട്ട് അവര്
I'm eating like an earwig mushroom chat.
സീറോ അല്ലായിരുന്നല്ലേ? ഓ 2-1 കംബാക്ക് ചെയ്തവര് 4-4 ആക്കി.
Yeah, my dad is
അവരെനിക്ക് തോന്നണേ
Ukrainian,
ഒരേ
German,
എക്സിക്യൂട്ട് അല്ലേ എപ്പോഴും
English,
ചെയ്യണേ.
Irish.
മിഡ് സ്മോക്ക് ചെയ്യും
Very
എന്നിട്ട് ആള്
crazy
ഓറോൾ
mix
എടുത്ത്
of
പോകും.
a lot.
എനിക്ക് അങ്ങനെ തോന്നി.
Well, chat, my last name is Shimko. That's Ukrainian.
You'd have a shot dart line that just goes into the common positions and takes care of it, and it throws that misinformation into
My
the
mom
middle
is
of the
just
defending
Japanese.
team. But
എനിക്കൊക്കെ സെറ്റപ്പ് മാറിയിരുന്ന് കളിച്ചാ എന്റെ കളി പോകും. സത്യം പറയാം ഇവരെങ്ങനെയാണോ എന്തോ അഡാപ്റ്റ് ചെയ്യണം.
SHYMKO.
Even that approach of focusing on the alarm bot is a little bit off. Because if you think about how MIBR are trying to create pressure with the Viper wall, it goes down to threaten as if they could lurk into A.
I don't speak anything other than English and Japanese. Yeah, I do not.
Actually, I think what they need to be doing is pressuring A at the beginning, get rid of the turret, and then they can threaten that they're lurking back into A later on. And that'll really put the squeeze on.
I thought you were Korean.
ക്രൗഡിന് അത്ര എടുത്ത് വെക്കരുത്. ഡിസ്ട്രാക്ഷനാ.
Yeah, if
സത്യം പറഞ്ഞാൽ ഇവരുടെ ചേംബർ സെപ്പറേറ്റഡ് ആയിരിക്കണം ക്രൗഡിനായിട്ട്. ഈ ക്രൗഡിന്റെ വ്യൂ എടുക്കുമ്പോൾ ഭയങ്കര ഡിസ്ട്രാക്ഷനാണ്. പ്രത്യേകിച്ച് ലൈറ്റ് ഉണ്ട്, സൗണ്ട് ഉണ്ട്. അവരുടെ ഹെഡ്ഫോൺ സംഭവം നല്ലോണം നോയിസ് ക്യാൻസലിംഗ് ആണ്. എന്നാലും ആൾക്കാർ എടുത്ത് മറ്റേ പൊട്ടണ സാധനവും പേപ്പറും ഒക്കെ എടുത്ത് പൊക്കി പറയുന്നു.
രണ്ട് ഇതില്ലേ, ഒരെണ്ണം മറ്റേ ഇന്നിയറും ഉണ്ട്, പിന്നെ ഓവർ ഇയറും ഉണ്ട്.
ആ മഫാണ്, പുറത്തിരിക്കണം മഫാണ്, മറ്റേ സൗണ്ട് പ്രൂഫ് അത്. പക്ഷെ അവരിയ്ക്കണ പൊസിഷൻ കണ്ട ക്രൗഡ് അത്രയും ക്ലോസാ, എന്തായാലും സൗണ്ട് കേൾക്കും.
പക്ഷെ അവരുടെ സ്ക്രീനാണെങ്കിൽ അവർ അത്ര അടുപ്പിച്ചല്ല വെച്ചേക്കണം.
എല്ലാവരും അടുപ്പിച്ച് വെച്ച് കളിക്കണതാ. എടാ
നൈസ്.
Just having to face the floor as well to try and win this one. They are top pulling.
Zach is doing a really good job of cycling where he is. You know, he gets the pick from mid. Then he goes back towards market side. Now he's back to mid. Cycle back, go towards A heaven or towards tree. Great offer.
Now they've just got such a player advantage, they can do whatever they like.
I won't believe.
Nice Renfrew.
Tyson's doing a really good job of controlling all of A main space there. Because that one way is basically null with the Viper wall that MIBR has, Tyson is doing the one where it's like close isolated.
ഓപ്പ് എത്ര പിക്കപ്പ് പോണേ.
Like the one that you saw him throw.
അതും അവൻ ലിറ്ററലി ലൈക്ക് ഡീപ് മിഡിൽ നിന്ന് പിക്ക് എടുക്കും, വീണ്ടും കറങ്ങി വരും, വീണ്ടും മിഡ് വീയും, വീണ്ടും പിക്ക് കൊടുക്കും എന്ന് അത് ചെയ്യണമല്ലോ.
As he gets shot in the back of the head. Getting hungry. First match of the day, plenty more to play.
It's good though.
This is slightly
Hey, executor.
What did he say? He says that he says they know that I am just solo A main, by the way. They've recognized that, which yes, they have.
Slowing him down. Yeah, there is the punish.
Equal.
Chasing him down.
Lightweight.
Avoiding the bullets into the wall.
Oh, tense down.
MIBR did a really, really good job of recognizing that, abusing it, and taking A for free.
They want to try and take a fight straight to it. It's in that common enough position.
What?
FRZ, I mean, it just
What?
body blocks the molly.
Oh, wow, that's sad.
Point them towards
Blinded
the
that.
eventually dealt with so they can still maintain this grip they've got onto the A side. The studies players are scattered.
This Viper ult is annoying
ഇവരെ
as fuck.
ഇന്നലെ തൊട്ട് ഞാൻ ശ്രദ്ധിക്കണതാ, ഇവര് സ്പൈക്കിനല്ല
Because
അൾട്ട്
to
ചെയ്യണം,
funnel in from heaven now.
ഏരിയാണ് അൾട്ട് ചെയ്യണത് എപ്പോഴും. ഓ ബ്ലൈൻഡ് ഷോട്ടും ഉണ്ട്. കണ്ട കണ്ട സ്പൈക്കിനല്ല ഒരു അൾട്ട് ചെയ്താണ് എപ്പോഴും. അതെ ഏരിയ കൺട്രോളാ ഇവർ ഇന്നലെ തൊട്ട് ഇങ്ങനെ. സ്പൈക്ക് എവിടെ ഉണ്ടോ അതിന്റെ ഓപ്പോസിറ്റ് അൾട്ട് ചെയ്യും, എന്നിട്ട് ലൈക്ക് ഇങ്ങോട്ട് സ്പാം ചെയ്യും. ലൈക്ക് ആളെ കാണൂലല്ലോ, കൊന്നാലല്ലേ സ്പാം ഒഴിവാറുള്ളൂ.
Icebox, it's a common solo initiator type of map, but on a SEN fracture, every other map.
Tens has been tucking into wine a ton, and if they don't go and take A main control,
sorry, just one second, chat.
But you saw there how exposed he is.
I have such a hard time talking on top of people.
Stinger.
it is not just a good solo controller.
അവർക്ക് 2 കൺട്രോളർ ഉണ്ടല്ലേ?
No, on Vines you do not want just Viper. Holy fuck, that is troll.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Tyson.
Yes.
Yeah. You know what? Not the worst pick. Bro, I feel bad
Yeah,
for this. Have you noticed he's been first killed
ടെൻസിന്റെ
how many times
പൊട്ടൻഷ്യൽ
in a
വെച്ചിട്ട്
row
അത്
now?
കൺട്രോളർ കൊടുക്കരുത്.
സത്യം.
എന്താന്ന് വെച്ചാൽ
കളിക്കേണ്ടത്
കൺട്രോളർ ആദ്യം പോയി ചത്താല് ഭയങ്കര പാടായിരിക്കും ഹോൾഡ് ചെയ്യാൻ. പ്രത്യേകിച്ച് ഒരു ഡിഫൻസും കൂടി കാണും. കിൽജോയൊക്കെ വെച്ചിട്ട് ഒരു പരിധി വരെ ഹോൾഡിങ് പറ്റത്തുള്ളൂ. കിൽജോനെ കൊന്നു കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ പോയി, ഫൈറ്റ് പോയി. പക്ഷെ സ്മോക്ക് അങ്ങനെയല്ല. സ്മോക്ക് നമുക്ക് എങ്ങനെ വേണേലും കളിച്ചൊരു ഡിലേ ആക്കാം, പേടിപ്പിക്കാം. ഓ അത് നൈസ്.
അത് ഡിഫോൾട്ട് ഒരു സ്പോട്ടാണോ അത്? കറക്റ്റ് ഹെവന്റെ താഴെ.
That was so nice, bro. Sassy anytime he ults. That's such a good job.
പ്ലാൻ ചെയ്തു. ഓക്കെ.
ഇടയ്ക്കുള്ള സ്ട്രീം വലുതാവണുണ്ടാ? എനിക്ക് വീണ്ടും ആഡ് വരണോന്നല്ലോ.
അവളുടെ സ്ട്രീം മാറ്റിട്ട് ഞാൻ ഒറിജിനൽ സ്ട്രീം കാണാൻ പോകണം.
One in the lead at the very beginning, because since then it's all been Sentinels the whole way. The defensive setups are good. The operator's been finding so much impact. Seconds right. He's finding these amazing timings against a double controller composition, even able to pick up one from Sassy's info there. If MIBR can get another on the round, it will make the second half so much easier for them.
Draft early on, any anticipation. Zekken actually waits it out. So it doesn't give that early info, but a jump spot eventually reveals him. He wants to post himself up onto this angle.
Oh, what a blind shot.
Oh my!
അതും ഇവന്റെ ഓഫ് ഷോട്ടിൽ തട്ടാണ്ട് പോണില്ല. അങ്ങനെയുള്ള ഒരു വിക്ക് പോകും. നേരത്തെ മര്യാദക്ക് എയിമിങ് പുഷ് ചെയ്തപ്പോൾ കളി കിട്ടി. മിഡ് മുമ്പ് ഒരു മുഞ്ച.
Only 3 players left standing for MIBR. They're going to be finding it tough to get through this one. Or drop down and flash through. Doesn't connect onto anyone, and they just spotted the run through. It's all being picked out and picked apart. Can't do anything. Not with the Stinger. So flawless end here for Sentinel. 7-5. Fully in control of the latter half there.
Switching sides.
That first half of Ascent.
Yeah, they were looking incredible ever since MIBR went up 4-1. But again, that's just in terms of the rounds gained, a very good attack side for MIBR. They just weren't able to put anything together once the economy straightened out for Sentinels. Zekken having a blinder of a defense. And Sassy as well looking so strong in these rounds.
We'll see what ends up happening as well as we head into this one. GB in the desk standing by to break it all down.
Thank you so much, fellas. What a half we just saw. Great ideas from MIBR and a great closeout from Sentinels here. And I kind of want to touch on that first, Athena, because it felt as if MIBR, that what they were doing with the Viper on A, it was
ഇവരുടെ സെൻ അറ്റാക്സില് അവരെ ടെൻഷനെ കൊണ്ട് പുഷ് ചെയ്യിപ്പിക്കും. റോക്ക് ചെയ്യുക, TP.
അല്ലെങ്കിൽ തന്നെ കയറി പൊക്കോളും. ചെയ്യിപ്പിക്കൊന്നും വേണ്ട.
അറ്റാക്ക് ആയിട്ടാണ് ടെൻഷൻ ഉപയോഗിക്കുന്നത്. സെക്കൻഡിനെ സപ്പോർട്ട് ചെയ്യാൻ.
catches Zelsis off guard, and that wall just kind of put a wrench in everything. And after that, MIBR actually just started having so much success on that A site. They kept pushing, they kept getting it. The only round that they did not win was when Zekken was there to kind of save the day.
Yeah, again, Zekken tries to take contact on these site hits early. There's like a really small window that you have as a jet operator to find a shot before you're forced out by flash util or your line of sight is blocked by these smokes. Whether it's in mid, Zekken finding these little timings, or at A, it's been working out. And it has to be A for MIBR in so many rounds because of this, right? Sarsi's set up. It's not an easy site to hit anyway when a Sova has full util and an Odin. And I've got to say, like, the funneling MIBR into mid into market where Zelsis or Zekken are waiting for them is working really well for SEN.
Yeah, it's impressive to see how this Sentinels lineup adjusted when they needed to so quickly.
Yeah, I feel like they completely changed the way that they're playing the game. They made it early round and mid round heavy. They wanted to deny MIBR entry into those sites. Because the second that MIBR had sites, their post rounds were actually really good.
Yeah.
And so Sentinels was just like, yeah, we're just going to push. We're going to play a little bit more aggressive. We're going to start setting up Zekken and more of these aggressive lines and just make sure that they get those.
Hey, Zekken started heating up toward the tail end of that first half. He's looking to bring that momentum forward. And hey, maybe Sasi picks up a coveted win on Sova. We'll see. To send it back to Brennan's sideshow.
Plenty of storylines left to follow for this one. One of the ones rattling through my head, though, is it going to be enough here with the rounds earned for MIBR? You got to think with their composition. Attack side of SEN, historically, really difficult to try and work your way through. Pistol round might be deciding quite a lot of the fate of this map.
Knife over, clears wine. Be worried about RGL Meister playing in that position, but he's playing to flash off Artisan's contact. This just looking like a standard A push, where John Cutie can then lurk.
Gives full access and control for Sentinels. They're up onto the A side as this flank timing.
Oh,
Shots
nice
will do
flank
it.
on Cutie.
Half armor can't save you from that.
കണ്ട ഇവര് ഇൻഡ്യൂവൽ എടുക്കും എപ്പോഴും നോർത്ത് അമേരിക്ക ഇങ്ങനെ
ടെൻസ് തീർന്നു വിചാരിച്ചു.
Yeah, no easy target. Zekken bouncing around all over the place, crouching on the spot.
3-round cushion.
Quite a simple round there from SEN. Just deciding to go for the 4-1 execute straight into A. Picking up RGL on the other side of the map is really useful because the smokes are one of the most important tools you have for the retake. But I don't think he could head down to that when everybody else accelerated. This forward pressure from Zelsis and Tens just can't.
അവനാ കില്ല് എടുത്ത് ഉറപ്പിച്ചിട്ട് നൈഫ് എടുത്തു.
Nice idea, honestly, as well from MIBR for the deep smoke and the flash through to see if they could find themselves a cheeky pick, but SEN just one step ahead. And yeah, that dart reveals all with the Guardian.
And there's no one else home. It was only JCZ to begin with. And he just gets wrecked by Sassy through a wall again.
Paper thin.
Playing with the Guardian, playing with the
Odin. You know the... I mean, Sova's dream here, but he gets those easy tags off, so the plan down, Zelsis prioritizing the ult for him.
Yeah, and I think Zelsis can also, you know, swap things around, take the Sheriff, go and hunt some kills, or take some friends with him, so that at least you don't aim the weaponry to MIBR.
Be looking to min-maxes rounds out.
John Cutie.
The fight out there versus the classics, but they only handed over.
The game, കൃത്യം താഴെ ജോഞ്ച് ഷോട്ട് അടിച്ചു ഒന്നും കൊണ്ടില്ല.
Cut to the corner. Team could really seek to punish, but he really struck the blazes. Okay, Tens, now you're 3 away from your ult.
Okay,
Sentinels like, I needed those.
Oh, my partner's spot.
Sentinels is like, let's load the kills into Zelsis. Tens is like, whoopsie daisy, whoopsie, sorry, I killed.
Well,
ഇന്നലെ ഏതൊരുത്തന്നെ ഈസ് കൊടുത്തില്ലല്ലോ. ഇവന് അത് ഗാർഡിയനാ. അതാണ് ഗാഡി എടുക്കണം.
And that might end up being really important because once more, SEN looked a little sloppy on split. It didn't look that amazing. Here. To clean the map up. Much more of an advantage than this. Use the variety of that KO utility to take a deeper knife and a flash off the beginning this time. Clear out Artisan if he was trying to challenge A.
Here's the test for MIBR. See what their responses is. Now, they're not really set up for any re-clearance of A main. Just
actually,
holding.
It looks like they're about to re-clear A main. Oh no, coming over towards Cat now that they've heard the drone.
Trailblazer
was broken there. Drone
straight through mid.
Nice
timings here for Zekken. Taking all that space. He's actually taking out FRZ. Set up.
Kanda,
going down. Out wide. MIBR making a go of things here. But John QT was just off to the side. Sidesteps it. Cleans it up. RGL. It's the only one left standing. Once more for this team here. Sentinels should just be straight up to 10.
That's a great attack round. barring RGL pulling something ridiculous out here in the 1v3.
Paranoia has 2 smokes. Not opting to use any of them, hoping that somebody walks into a sight line. Stay on sight. Drops down. There's a swing from Zekken.
Okay, so they insert TenZ into A main, and then Sentinels go back down mid. Zekken somehow gets a ridiculous entry kill with a Guardian over towards B, and that starts the reactions out of MIBR. Someone just walked into TenZ in A main, because they're like, right, well, it's definitely a mid to B if Zekken's fighting for
TenZ broke the Trailblazer. So they knew he was there.
Yeah, and they just walked straight into him. The rest of the team from MIBR trying to take a fight on Cat that didn't work out for them. And Sentinels dominating that middle portion of the map and pivoting as they like between a B split and a catwalk push.
Sublime opening. Bonus round conversion. Dart. The flash. Cut to the corner here. Hearing some form of sound cues for the reposition of Mazine, so gets himself to safety initially.
Oh, Zels isn't ult.
Important for Zelsis then to get the ult off.
The Sentinels, they might not shy away from using the ults to convert this round, despite the fact that maybe I don't have much money. That dart. Oh my!
Useful dash for Artzine to make his way out to market.
It has to be committed.
But you can see Zeken's just kind of running around the map with the util, terrorizing people.
It's a call now for them. Poking into mid. Realizing there's no close trips. Now Mazine. Trying to make a go at this one. Ult in his face. There's one. Flash. Forward. Really make things awkward now for Sentinels. What is the call to be made? They're going to fight this one. Out onto Cat. Fazzy with a stinger. Maintaining a kill. Upgrade.
Sassy's going back to defend the weapon.
Trying to, or at least defend the body. Maybe get Zelsis back up and online.
Can you really get Zelsis up?
Yeah, go for it. Smokes him off. Only 18 seconds left. It's tapping.
TenZ.
What the hell is happening? 14
seconds.
How do you get onto the site? Do they have approach? 6 seconds. 5, 4.
Yes, plan duty. അവർക്ക് plan duty.
എൻ്റെ കിട്ടൂല പോയിന്റ് എത്ര പോയിന്റ് 0.5 കിട്ടണ്ടല്ലത് സത്യം പറഞ്ഞ ഒരു
4 സെക്കൻഡ് വേണ്ട പ്ലാൻ 3 എത്രയോ മതി
ആ മതി ലൈക്ക് പ്ലാൻഡ് ആയത് 0.0 സംതിങ്ങിലാണ്
Potentially cut this one up, drops down, but his players in his back.
0.4 0.4 എന്തോ പ്ലാൻഡ് ആയത്.
A reminder that was an eco route from MIBR. The Mazine turned into extraordinarily dangerous territory by just holding an off-angle here. Getting 2 of them into the flash. Nasty good attempt from Mazine, but this, the reaction to go and save Zelsis in mid, instead of having TenZ and Sassy just play the round out in a 2vx. I mean, of course BZK is going to feel like that. Bazooka is going to feel like that round got robbed away from them after Mazine set them up for the win. Because there were, again, milliseconds left on the clock.
11-5
Slow down. I mean, how many milliseconds?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, last time we had a situation like that, I think it was Sentinels again.
Very defense. Defense
there wasn't enough time.
No. I'm sure the desk will be grabbing that clip to have an analysis of it. My word. So, Sentinels actually being able to run away with this one a little bit. We were talking about their attack half maybe being the area where they might struggle a little bit. I think there were some signs of that on Split. A lot of the first kills went the way of MIBR. But after they've got the pistol and then follow up on the bonus works, now SEN only need 2 more to close out this first game of play-ins and put MIBR away, at least for the beginning.
Backside up for Zekken. His counterpart's also got one. Trying to control up B main control, but Sender just putting that focus into middle. Spamming with the classics, just in case it's a trip deep down into that angle. Guard as well. Doesn't see too much.
There was a little re-clear there from MIBR of A main. So they've gathered some A main information and got RGL kind of posted up there, jiggle peeking. This cam is interesting too. Even if RGL loses info there, they can use the cam for mid-round.
Back mid here, really just hunting for any bit of information here. You'd think they would rotate players, be main control the operator angle, but here we go, Paranoia. Pause into the round of Sentinels, but now they don't want to slow down. Close, into the corner, tags up. Flash, Mazine could get spammed into that position. Be aware that there could be players towards generator. Yes, the movement, dodging, juking, sidestepping it all, MIBR. Seeking to really just stop this one with a hard angle of flood defense play. JCC might be ahead of everyone. This team's already fallen. Plan for Zelsis. Grouped up into heaven. Sentinel setting themselves up now for the 12th round. Dog through into the smoke. Doesn't allow it to get it easily spammed. Stunned up. Sassy falls. Doubled up into hell. These players have to come up with more than the goods. They have to really come up with the win. Addison. Now he's alone on an island. Knows what the last two players are, but how does he force this fight easily? How does he force this fight easily?
John Cutie cleans up and Sen get up to match point. Without having a dash online, wondering if they were going into a bunch of trips. And I actually love the way that Second baits the crap out of Tens. Tens went for the teleport in, and Second was like, you are dead, mate. I'm just going to try and weave my way through the rest of this utility. But the aggression, the 1-2 combo from Second and Tens makes sure that they make space, no matter what, for the rest of the team. MIBR have got to come out with something fast. Mazine pops down the pit, and that allows him to avoid getting tagged by that flash recon combo.
Safety there. It's flimsy at best, spamming into all the appropriate locations. The Sentinels will have to give up the main control. It's not part of the plan and protocols for this particular round. Gotta remember, they only need one.
We saw FRZ in the previous round jump spotting over towards mid. Now he's got his setup there.
Sentinels have rounds to spare.
This angle is just disgusting, but RGL. Wow. Nasty, nasty shot.
Incredible awareness of that unusual position on top of that.
Great first kill for them.
Oh, camera.
Look at how good this setup is as well, because even if FRZ's shrink gets broken, the cam probably won't. Or the other way around, right? So he's able to call Sentinel's bluff. That's so good as well. Swinging as Zekken tries to break cam. Lovely little setup there.
30 seconds left. Will be revealed now with the ult. Offloaded. 3 players grouped up into mid now. Feel it, but they've got the coverage here. Which direction the Sentinels choose to go into here with a Paranoia facing them? Offloaded and used. Sassy was caught up to heaven and around here, but there's not much time left at all. And Addison! Masterful and a masterclass finish here for MIBR in this round. It is flawless.
But it's not that. That really matters, in my opinion. It's the fact that by dying, John Cutie and Sassy get their ults online. And now this becomes an extremely difficult round. Great shot. Great shot, great awareness. Not going to have your crosshair trained on that at the start on your swing. The adjustment's excellent. Like I said, though, Hunter's Fury, Lockdown, both online to start this round. And so MIBR upping the pace here would be a great idea.
Miles Grunch up top into the smoky place. Addison! Addison dropping down. Top of the fire. So Second brings him. And the follow-up onto RGL. The players are falling. Deleted. Addison in the blink of an eye. Over. Almost. MIBR 2 players left.
But a lot more health than Second and Sassy have to work with. And they don't have access to that lockdown, which would really make things easier. Zekken has taken just no pause in the action whatsoever.
Oh, yes.
How has Sassy won that duel with Odin?
This is the round.
Forces 3 for Mazine. This is to stay alive.
Series
here. Opening match here for players. Of course, plenty more chances, even deeper, but what a beginning for Sentinels.
And I can promise you, Mazine is not going to save this one.
There's no chance. This positioning It's just impossible. Sassy, it's checkmate. He's got a Hunter's Fury into mid. There's no
Yes.
And Sentinels with the opening match of the play-ins. They reign supreme.
Both of these teams looking for redemption in 2024. We thought the SEN would be the favourites heading into the play-ins. That Group B that they were in looked diabolical. But to be honest with you, it was clean here.
It's always chance for being like potentially a little bit messy. It's a tight turnaround from one match to the next. When you're playing here first thing in the morning, not much time to prepare. But, I mean, they're on all cylinders.
SEN at least got one match.
After the first quarter where MIBR went up 4-1, after that it was all set.
GG.